Hey, welcome to the listening show, a show you can listen to. Zach.
Yes, sir.
See, your response time was slow. I thought maybe you weren't listening.
Really good. That was quick. We got to listening fast.
I wasn't done with my punchline.
Oh, well, thank you. My response time is always.
I wasn't trying to insult you. What I was trying to say is there's always room for improvement. And there are things out there that can help you and me and anybody who would just subject themselves to ingesting this stuff as often as they can.
In an auditory way. Maybe?
Must you be so limiting? They could watch it too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have the technology.
Yeah.
But anyway, if they ingested this on their own time in an auditory or visual way,
yeah,
then they could learn to improve their ability to just listen. And we have a solution for that.
A solution.
The solution is called the listening show.
Yeah.
We came up with that. No one else did.
That was amazing. Well, good job, buddy. We're gonna continue that bit. We're gonna ride it until the day we die. We're gonna be on episode 3000.
I know it's gonna be horrible, and I can't wait.
It's gonna be the worst. We're gonna
It's gonna be so
use
annoying.
the same stuff. Just hey, have you ever heard of a thing called listening by chance?
Next time I'm doing it really short, like a really short intro.
It's like welcome to listening show. Listen.
Oops,
That'd be funny.
I hit that by accident. I got a Stream Deck, and it's not ready yet because my computer is too small. Remember what I said? We had the technology. We don't actually. It's really limited. But I have the ability to switch cameras on here now, so it's very convenient. But I accidentally pushed.
Show them how far away you can get and switch cameras just in your leisure time.
I can just do this now.
Hey, look at you. Hey, way over there. Hey.
I'm looking at Zach.
Hey, can you look at me?
Yes, and I can look at me.
Hey.
And in the future, I'll be able to play sound effects and stuff. I can't yet for technical reasons that aren't interesting, but we're working on improving the sound. Does it sound better? I think it sounds better.
I haven't heard you cut out at all, and I, as always, sound like a Greek god. Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
I think
for my voice.
In that time you were speaking, I had the time to think about: is it better to be a Greek god or a Norse god? And I was going to say Norse, not Nordic, and I was thinking, oh shoot, I think I'm going to say Greek. I would say Greek. Yeah. Because they're more OG.
Hey.
I think I know what you... Go ahead.
Yeah, you know what I'm going to say?
Yeah.
I have the blood of the Norse gods in me.
Okay, that's not at all what I thought you were going to say.
No, literally. I have a great, I think times 5 grandfather whose name was Thor, and he is from that area and was strong. And you know he was strong because he was named Thor.
I thought you were going to say... speaking of Greek gods, and you know
titles,
you know that they have astrology signs in the sky.
Oh,
you know where the sky is?
It's in space.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were gonna say.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna tie into our topic for today.
Well, yeah, we could do that if you want. I actually have an even better tie-in. Okay. It's a little longer.
Go ahead.
So if you start with the Greek gods, and then you think about their weapons, and then the weapons are blacksmiths that make the weapons, and then the blacksmiths have families, and the families have children, right? And children sometimes look at space. That was going to be my tie-in. It wasn't at all a little bit more roundabout.
I thought you were going to do a longer one on purpose. Like, all right, here's a tie-in. So there's this guy named Charlie in 1960.
yeah. All right.
We decided today our topic is going to be space. Mm-hmm. So we'll have lots to talk about.
Yeah. It's literally most everything in the universe to talk about.
Wow, this is already getting heavy.
No, seriously, you think about it. This is everything except for like the tiniest, smallest bit of things is in space. I mean, like it's all in space. But I mean, if you think about the world as a thing, we're talking about content that's literally almost everything else.
Yeah,
way less than 1% of things.
I was going to say the next big thing that has stuff is the sea.
Yeah, but
it's still Earth. But then after that, space.
It's all out there. The rest of everything that's ever.
What about potentially other seas?
Maybe in space.
Space seas.
Yeah.
Seas.
Hey, before we get into the topic, can we just talk about our day?
No.
Yeah, I'm going to. I am. Can I tell you about now that I'm a lord, that I own land in Scotland?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a lord. You have to refer to me as Lord Zachary Fisher. You do. I'm laird, technically, Laird.
But are you lawyered?
No.
And I'm not calling you that.
So I have to get a lawyer.
You have to be a lawyered lord in order for someone to call you that. And then I have to be within his jurisdiction.
Okay.
Because of my arbitrary rules.
So I paid, and I have a contract, and I could show it to you. I'm not going to, but I will. I am a lord now, and I own land in Scotland, and it's not at all like a quirky thing that people do for gifts for Christmas. It's real.
They do it for themselves.
Yeah. They made profit for sure, but I'm a landowner. Aren't you going to congratulate me?
I want to, but I want to know more about this, but I also don't want to stay away from space for too long. How much land do you own?
A lot. I own a lot of land in Scotland. Do you really want to know the metrics?
I want to know exactly how much land you own in Scotland.
About this much.
So it was like a square foot?
Square foot.
How much was it?
I spent, a lot of money. You know, us lords.
No, I was curious. You texted me that when I was driving here, and I was like, okay, so you bought land. It's obviously a small amount. I imagined a square inch. And then I thought, if it's a square inch or a foot or a square meter, where is it? How do you get to it? Theoretically, there's, in this case, square feet. And I'm guessing yours is directly sitting next to somebody else's square foot.
Maybe.
But if it is, then how do you get onto your land or to your land without trespassing on someone else's land? I was like, this is crazy complicated already.
Wow.
Maybe there's sidewalks in a grid and the sidewalks are neutral and your square is your land you can get. I'll
tell you the impression.
Do you know where your land is?
Yes, it's in Scotland. I'll tell you what.
You're not listening. I said it's in Scotland.
Okay. So here's the impression I got. They've said what you're purchasing is a plot of land, a certificate or certification saying of your lordship, basically, because you're a lord of land in Scotland, which means you're a lord. I'm a lord right now. Okay. And I'd appreciate it if you'd refer to me as such. Okay.
Okay, such.
Okay. Nice. All right. So, but then they said you also get a tree. And so my impression was that it wasn't just like a checkerboard of people's lands that they sold for some amount of money that I'm not going to disclose because it's way too much and you don't want to know about it. It's like $80.
I was going to guess 100, but
yeah,
it's interesting because I have no idea what land costs. In
Scotland. Well, okay. It was actually like 50 and then I spent 35 for the certificate. So,
wow. Yeah. Someone's making a lot of money on some suckers that are not you.
I'm a lord though. Do you not understand what this is? Anyway, but they said you get a tree too. And so what I actually think it is they like pick out where they're going to plant their tree that they were going to plant anyway in their yard. And then they plant a tree there and then they just like name it somebody's, that's what I think.
Well, I was wondering about what happens when you show up and demand to go to your land.
They'd have to show me. It's like a tourist site, I think.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be some amalgamation of land with different, I don't know, but still, like logistically, what if you legally own land and you show up and you insist on standing on your property?
Yeah.
But you have to walk across someone else's property to get there? Are you screwed?
No. I mean, if you think about it, that's what everybody's property is. You have to get through somebody's to get there.
What if someone just like you is there in Scotland and said, hey, get off my land as you're walking to get to you? I'm being serious.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was wondering that.
Well, I don't know if you'd believe this, but it might be more of a novelty thing, and they might not have thought that.
But you're a lord. You're not even listening to you.
I'm a lord.
You gotta enforce it.
I will. No, trust me. I'm planning on getting like a mini house and like mini tents and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
And then pack like a mini sleeping bag that could fit in like a square foot, and then just standing to sleep. No, in principle, I just could plant a garden.
I get and I like the principle.
Yeah.
I own land. It's mine.
I'm gonna have
Scotland. I can do what I want.
I think I'm gonna put my certificate up right here, and it'll say, this is to certify Lord Zachary Fisher, and it's like you cannot I basically am a doctor, is what that means. You have to call me doctor because I did
keep that in your car for when you get pulled over.
Yeah, officer. I'm a lord. I don't know if you knew this.
Lords are exempt from the law.
Yeah. Your mistake. Don't worry. I will not refer you to I will not refer you to your superior to have you executed at once. Then he'd be like, yeah, no problem, your lordship. I'll leave you alone. No problem.
My bad, your lordship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So thanks for letting me tell you guys about that. I'm a lord. You have to call me that.
Yeah, we'll probably just skip my day because yours was obviously more interesting. You got lorded today.
Yeah, and I had donuts.
I shared in those donuts. I'm a little bit part of that story. It was good.
Mm-hmm. Never had donuts as a lord before.
No.
It's the best donuts you'll ever have, let me tell you.
Do I need to share my day? Because I can skip it.
Yeah, if you want.
I know you said that because you just wanted to tell me about your lordship.
I genuinely care about your day.
Oh, now you have to act like you care.
I mean,
about
I
my
just
day.
bodied you. Basically, said doesn't matter what kind of day you had. Mine is better, but I do care about your day.
All right,
even though it's way worse and stupider than mine.
It's horrible. It's the worst, actually. Yeah. Woke up to record a video, and my plan was to ride to see you for donuts this morning because you told me you were going to get donuts, but the catch was I had to go drive to see you. I'm like, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Rode on my bike, and it was really cold, and so it sucked. And then when I picked up the donut, I ate it outside, and it was really cold and windy this morning. Mm-hmm. I licked my fingertips to get the glaze off, and of course now I have wet, cold, frozen fingers, and then I just incubated them in my glove, and I had frozen fingers on the way home. Mm-hmm. And that is how hard my life is.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say you should warn me before you tell me such an arousing story.
Arousing?
Yeah.
Oh, right. That part. I did skip over that part. That was pretty hot as far as cold goes.
Yeah, you should demonstrate for the audience what it was like for you licking your fingers at some time. Not today though, because it's space today.
Yeah, let's go back to space.
I'm excited to talk about space. It's one of my favorite things of all time.
I
don't even know where to start.
That's interesting to say because it's the thing we know least about.
As people, yeah. I mean, I think I know a little bit more than most people about space.
I was gonna say most of us are people.
Yeah, we didn't do any re-educating or researching anything before this either. We're just gonna talk about
time to listen to a couple Peckwood jackasses talk about space.
Yeah, in layman's terms. It's gonna be just a casual, hey, we are aware of what it is. Boy, oh boy.
This is what layman sounds like.
Layman. They say it's layman because it's lame, man.
I believe that.
I don't know why they say layman.
Okay,
I have an idea. Sorry.
Okay. I kind of did too, but I can remember. Probably go ahead.
I have an idea on how I want to approach this because there's so many ways. Like, if we want it to have some structure, I was thinking literally, if we talk about space, we could start Earth and then move outward.
Solar system and stuff.
Yeah. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, we should. That's
at least for now. We can talk about whatever we want. I talked about how I'm a lord. This is
well, in that case, quick deviation before we get to your structure, which is a good idea.
Yeah.
You said space. The first thing I thought about was when we played a game of 20 questions on a road trip, and what you had chosen was the Horsehead Nebula.
Really?
And I was one guess away. And I was like, that was a good topic, Zach, but I got close.
What a good memory.
It was so interesting. And the reason I couldn't get it is because I couldn't remember what that was called. Is it a constellation? No, it's bigger. It's bigger than a solar system. It's not a galaxy. It's like, what's it called? Nebula is the word. I couldn't remember. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I was like, for some reason you said space today, and that's what I remembered.
That's a really good memory. I do remember that now. We were driving back from Colorado. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. We went to Colorado really recently.
By the time we got home.
We went that time going to Colorado was a while ago, but we went to Colorado a couple weeks ago. And
was it really 2 weeks ago? It's more like a month.
I don't think it was that.
Whatever.
long.
It was fairly recently. But yes, we should start with what's it called? The planet. No, planet isn't space. How about the atmosphere? All right.
All right. What do you think of the atmosphere, buddy?
I think 6 miles high is underrated. It's funny because you were reaching for that button before I made the joke, and it turned out I was making a joke, so it worked out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never change your laughter.
No, that's going to
be
be
the same one every goddamn time. The most boring one. Okay.
Every goddamn.
So the atmosphere, space is technically 6 miles roughly. Is that right?
I think it's 6 or 7.
Not like we know anything, but that's our guess.
That's our impression.
That's weird. What's the deepest point of the ocean? Is it 3 miles?
I think it's also 6 or 7.
Shoot, that was my next guess. 6 miles. But that's crazy to think that space is that close. Mm-hmm. So, what are your thoughts?
If you could drive there, it would take 10 minutes less.
Yeah,
if you're on the highway,
that's weird.
Take 5 minutes.
Any other thoughts about the atmosphere?
Well, no. Okay. When I learned about space and I learned about the atmosphere and stuff like that, it was just like unbelievable. The thing that I couldn't possibly fathom is why the sun got huge when it's on the horizon and why it's small. Or like the moon. Why is the moon like this when you're looking up in the sky?
Yeah.
And why is it like this when it's down there?
It gets bigger when it gets closer to the horizon. Then when it gets further away, it gets further. What's going on?
Yeah. What is that?
Me too.
Yeah. So I asked my grandpa that, and my grandpa, who is he's an amazing guy. He's really funny. But he lied to me because he likes telling stories. And he said,
that sounds like my grandpa, actually.
He says it swells. He told me that he told me it swells and it swells up when it gets closer to the earth. And I remember thinking, yeah, that makes sense. But then I was thinking, but does it get closer to the earth? And like for the longest time, I was like, yeah, that's what it does.
Yeah.
But it was cool because there was a second layer to like mind blowing, because when I actually learned what happened, and I was probably 8 or 9, like pretty young still. And it was explained to me by, I think it was my other grandpa, but he was basically like, he went and said, go get a spoon. And he got a spoon. And then he like looked in the spoon on like the back part of it. And then he said, look at your reflection there. You see how it swells up? It's because the spoon is curved on the back and it makes things expand. It's showing you a reflection of this thing. And he says, if you look at a bubble, it does the same thing. So you blew a soap bubble, and if you look in the reflection of the soap bubble, everything is just expanded. You already know where I'm going with this, but he was saying the atmosphere is a little bit like a big bubble. And as you're looking through it, it makes it expand. It's showing you, it's basically cheating. It's not showing you directly what you're looking at. It's showing you a reflection. But it's not a reflection. It's just a filter. You're inside the bubble looking at that. And so, but the reason it doesn't do it here is because you're looking straight through the bubble. If you look at the corner of a bubble, it shows you that it spreads and stretches. And I was like, interesting. So it made sense as a kid, but it's still weird because it's like, you'd think that it would stretch and it kind of look kind of sideways, or it kind of look like this, but it's so big and so out there that when it stretches, it's just so big that it still appears the shape that it actually is.
People don't understand is that there can be a bubble above the earth, even if the earth is flat.
There is. And
Watching that pause on you.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was an interesting, I learned that young, but it was so bizarre. And just to this day, I look at it as like, that is weird to think about.
What's after the atmosphere?
The moon.
There's some space, but sure, we can just jump to the moon.
Mm-hmm. The moon's cool.
When I think about the moon, I'm thinking about how logistically would you put anything on the moon? Because you don't have oxygen. You'd have to make expensive. I don't know. Doesn't it just me, or does that seem completely impractical?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're running out of space, right? Maybe on Earth. Well, you're still using the same amount of resources that Earth would have to put those Earth resources on the moon, like structures, I mean.
Yeah.
So it's like, are you really actually getting more room?
Mm-hmm. No, that's totally, like, that's one thing I've been wondering about, like, people that want to go to Mars and stuff. And it's like,
it makes sense if there are resources there, but there aren't. So we're losing resources.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just offloading. And like offloading at great expense.
No, I get that kind of, if we're actually making Mars the new Australia.
Right. Well, that's
we're
funny.
Actually
but
offloading.
So I was actually reading this thing recently that says there's a place on Mars. It's the Grand Canyon of Mars. It's a huge dip. And they say because it's so close to the core of that planet, I could be just butchering this, but basically what they're saying is that the temperatures can get as hot as like -10 degrees. Which is like, you can live in that. It's very, very cold. Mm-hmm. But if you had air, theoretically, you could live in that. You just have to bundle up a whole bunch. And, as you're walking to your buddy's house who's 10 minutes away. Seriously, like there's some people theorizing that it's just super cold, but you could do it.
Something I wondered about is if, say, whatever reason, the resources are there and you do live on another planet. Say if you're born on Earth and you move to a planet like Mars where everything is different, not just the culture, but the atmosphere, the way things look. Mm-hmm. I think that'd be horrendously depressing to most people. They'd have a sense of, I'm missing home. But if someone was born there and that's the only sky they've ever known, I don't think they would feel particularly lonely, assuming they had somebody there with them, because that's all they've known. But then imagine that person going to Earth like, whoa!
It's like,
not just is it, it's good, and then they go back to Mars. I'm sure maybe it depends on the age and stuff on the individual, but do you think it's, I mean, of course it's possible for people to be born on a planet other than Earth and then for that to feel like home. But that's just a strange concept for me because obviously Earth has been my home forever.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about that? Would it be like to be born on another planet and Earth being foreign to you?
Yeah, no, I definitely, because like you can imagine, if you can imagine like being born in the crappiest place on Earth, like if you were born in Antarctica and you saw all these pictures,
Kansas.
if you saw all these pictures of like the Earth, you know, like nice weather all like a lot of the time, and you only have to put your coat on, you know, a couple months out of the year. Like you can imagine a kid would be like thinking about that all the time. Like, oh, I just want to move to Earth. Like if you lived on Mars, all you'd want to do is move to Earth because everything about Mars is kind of crappy. Like maybe
That's something I worried about. What if someone was born on another planet and found out that Earth is awesome and they don't want to live on Mars anymore?
yeah, it's like there's just
And
sorry, buddy.
Then they're like they lost their ignorance. They know what they're missing out on.
yeah.
That'd suck.
Yeah. I kind of get why some people think like, and there's a lot of people, I think there's actually a lot of people that would totally give the rest of their life to go move to Mars.
Oh, yeah.
You were the first ever person to live on Mars. And maybe some people think that's worth my life.
Yeah.
And I'd go there and maybe die on the way, maybe die when I get there, and then maybe die 20 years later, or maybe die in an accident after I get there. It doesn't really matter. I was one of the first people in the whole universe to live on Mars. That'd be crazy.
Be interesting.
I wouldn't do it. I had just too many things I want to do.
do it because that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
No, I get it though,
Yeah.
for sure.
I think I like it here too much. There's too many things I like here. Like I want to do stuff.
There's a shirt that says, "Please take care of Earth or our planet. It's where I keep all my stuff." I'm like, exactly.
That's what you think.
Yeah.
Yeah. All my stuff is there.
Yeah.
Um,
After Mars, I used to know the planets in order.
Jupiter.
I wanted
Venus.
to guess.
I guess we could do Venus is close too. Venus sucks. It's hot. It's the hottest one. Moving on. Jupiter.
But those rings, though.
Jupiter has rings. Yeah. But
We're really crawling our way out of the solar system. But
yeah. So
what's your favorite looking planet in our solar system?
Jupiter.
I think Jupiter is just badass because of the ring and it's huge.
yeah. It's the manliest of
I
them
was
all.
gonna say I'm a guy, so I'm like, look at that, look at that,
Look at
the
that
way
big
it
stuff.
spins. It's like mechanics on it.
It's got
It's
a big,
huge.
It's got a big storm.
It's got a belt.
It's got
It's
acne.
manly. That's a belt.
Yeah, it got a bunch of moons. Those are like his bitches. Just floating around.
Doesn't
him.
he have like 5 moons?
No, it's like a lot more than 5. It's like 30 or something. It's a
Wow.
lot. I think there's 5 main ones, like big ones.
That's cool.
No, but there's a lot. There's a lot.
This would be really funny for someone listening who actually knows about astrology and like, wow,
Astrology.
these guys. I make that joke with geography and geology. People who actually know about this stuff and like, wow, these guys are idiots.
These guys
They
are
don't
the
know
worst astronomers
anything.
ever. No, so Jupiter, I was reading the thing I think of when I think of Jupiter is I read something recently that it's like actively, constantly protecting the Earth because it's like slinging crappy objects away or absorbing them entirely. It's acted like kind of like, "Ugh, I'm gonna get you."
It's manly.
Yeah, it is manly. It's like literally the door. It's like
It's the bouncer.
It's a bouncer of the universe of the
Solar
solar
system.
system.
Yeah.
Yeah, it messes up some wayward comets.
Wayward comets.
Yeah, there's also like a mini planet in between Jupiter and Mars in the is it Kuiper belt there, or is that that's not a different kind of belt? What is that one? There's a Kuiper belt, one of the two, and then there's the other belt.
It's weird hearing that because it was vaguely familiar at the time, but now it's like I've heard the name, but I don't even know what it is anymore.
Yeah, so
right.
Saturn.
Pretty. Get to the edge of the solar system, and then
You done with the solar system? What do you think about Pluto? You give an F that it's not a planet?
poor Pluto.
Yeah. Are you one of the ones who was like, yeah, like you personified the planets in a way, and then when Pluto was like demoted, you were like personally offended?
Yeah, I grew up with Pluto.
Yeah, I did too. And so it was like, what the heck? You can't do that. You can't just do that to our Pluto. You know? Did you feel that way?
A little bit at first. I was like, what?
Yeah.
No, seriously, because like, what?
Yeah, I think everybody was like,
Like it's still there. Like you can't just say you're not a planet. And
What
it's
are
like,
the
it's not going to go anywhere.
can you?
And then I was like, I guess maybe. And it's like acceptance, like the denial phases. And then it's like, I guess it's not a planet anymore, even though it feels like a planet.
Okay, so I wish we could look stuff up because I want to look up the difference between a planet and a dwarf planet.
This is way more interesting when we speak ignorantly about things we don't understand.
I'd rather know for me, but you're right. It is silly. People this would be like idiots.
People wanted to be educated, they would not listen to us.
Indeed. But if we had a little nougat of chocolate information to give people, I'd be like, yeah, try to get my feet in a way that they're not like dead. But anyway, dwarf planets. There's like several dwarf planets now. There's the one that's in the belt. I'm going to keep calling it the Kuiper belt, even though maybe that's not it. It's some kind of belt. It's where all the rocks and asteroids and whatnot are.
Sorry, I kicked the table.
Sorry. But yeah, I was upset when Pluto became not a planet. And then there's Sedna or Xena.
I don't know what that is.
There's
the warrior princess.
Mm-hmm. I think it's the 10th dwarf planet after Pluto. There's like at least three dwarf planets, including Pluto, that they found that are also in the solar system. They're just really far.
I was blissfully unaware of these other.
There's planets. At least three dwarf planets. One of them's in the belt between Jupiter and Mars. And really, it just looks like another one of the asteroids or meteors or whatever those are. But it's big enough to be considered. They're like, oh, that's really big. That's a dwarf planet technically, because it falls.
I wonder what constitutes or defines a dwarf planet. Obviously, it's smaller than a planet, but how much smaller? What size does it have to be?
That's exactly what I was asking if we could look up.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. But that's my main question about dwarf planets. How dwarfed are they?
Yeah. And is that offensive to the planets? Maybe they should be called little planets.
Maybe it's offensive. Who knows what language is like out there? Maybe they prefer to be called midget planets.
maybe planets have different terminology. Maybe if you call them, they will be like, oh, you can't call me. You know. Yeah, there's like a lot of dwarf planets. Sedna and Xena. The sun.
Oh, we forgot the sun. That was we kind of went backwards. The sun is this way.
Yeah, the sun's closer than all that stuff.
Man, I'm thinking about the sun is like Superman and all the reasons why it's dumb that Superman needs the sun to charge. But anyway,
well, we need the sun to charge.
It's shrinking, right? And didn't someone estimate how long it's going to be until it goes out?
Well, if I understand,
it's a long time. But
if I know my science, it won't really go out. It'll shrink to a size where then, like, it's not really shrinking. It's just condensing, and then it'll condense to a point where,
boom,
and
that's what the kids call a supernova.
Yeah, too many hydrogens or heliums. It might just expand at a certain point. I think they said something about the yellow ones.
Well, at some point, as well as Earth goes, it will be incompatible with life.
Yeah, or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe it's growing a little bit every year.
Who knows?
It might be growing.
It's a mystery. Maybe it grows at night. And in the morning, when you see it really big, that's it growing, and then it shrinks.
Maybe it's just like the moon, and it swells the closer it gets to the
swelling.
Earth.
Yeah. I want to say it to some kid. It's swelling.
Yeah, it's just...
You hear your thumb?
That's it breathing. You can see it.
It's very slowly. Yeah, it's breathing very slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but obviously it's got to be a long time until the sun goes out, right? And even then I was thinking, what if... Because the distance between the Earth and the sun is so specific to accommodate life... Like, I would think that if the sun shrunk enough, it's too far away or not warm enough where Earth won't. So I wonder how long that is. I would guess thousands of years, but I don't know.
You want to know something that concerns me that's kind of a weird thing, but it probably should concern more people than me?
What concerns you?
All right, so you can imagine there's like a whole bunch of like huge stuff. And it sounds like I'm jumping ahead of myself, but I'm not, because it's about the sun. Kind of. It's about stars. But like the idea that there's so many huge things, and you've seen what gravity does to things already, where like if it catches the thing in the right way, it could just slingshot stuff really fast. Or if there's explosions, you could just launch things. One thing that I find myself thinking about way more than I probably should is the fact that maybe there's a black hole like a bajillion million light years away, but it exploded this certain thing in just a way, and then it just shot this one thing in just a way that is just super launched, like a huge star, like super fast, that's hurling across the universe. And maybe it doesn't even hit the Earth, but it just swings by so fast that everything just gets screwed up entirely, just like messes everything up instantly.
Idea.
No, it's not fun.
No,
That'd be scary. You'd
no,
be
the
literally just hear
idea-
like whomp, and everything would just like just rip
Get
up
it,
the earth.
But the idea that why isn't there something out there that's naturally traveling super fast? That
There
idea.
is things like that, but it's like
Besides light, I mean,
like what are the chances that something like that just comes and tears through here? It's like so fast that you can't even imagine it. It would just like instantly you just
or
stop
the idea
existing.
that there's anything like that that's physically out there flying that fast that could
That's that
collide with
big.
anything.
Yeah, it's so like that is so irrationally incomprehensible to think about. It could just wreck your life instantly. You just wouldn't even
And your stuff. Could
I
wreck
wouldn't
your life and your stuff.
wouldn't have any stuff left.
That's what I'm saying. It would wreck it.
That'd suck.
You got
I hope that doesn't happen because of my stuff. Yeah, no, but that's seriously like one tiny thing, one little thing happening is a big deal out there because there's so many huge things exploding and stuff all the time. That's one thing that I think of when I think of the sun. It's like, boy, we're lucky that everything is going okay. Like when people are,
that is a really good synopsis of space in general. We're really lucky that everything is going okay.
yeah, we are. That we can just wrap up space.
That's kind of all life on Earth, all organisms, the ecosystems. We're really lucky that everything just works.
Yeah,
One way to look at it.
it is. And I think it's the right way to look at it. Unless it's a funnier way. If you can look at
Unless
that.
it's funnier, then that's
Yeah,
correct.
and then
The
if there's
funny way is the right way.
Yeah, or at least the better way right now.
We jump back to the sun.
I like how we
After-
picked a topic we don't know anything about.
Yeah.
It's fun for me because it's just like, what's your impression of the sun? It's sort of like a dating app. It's like, what do you think about this? Like it's a first date with the universe. You know?
What's first base for the universe? Isn't that Earth?
First base
Yeah.
on the date with the universe?
Yeah.
All right. It depends on what your long-term goal is. Is it just to exist?
Well, my long-term goal, of course, is global conquest. So I think Earth would be. Is it first base or last base? I actually don't know how that works. When dating, when they say first base, like, is that sex? Or is that something else? No, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
What is first base?
What is first base?
You don't know what first base is?
I think
it's kissing. If someone says you let him get to first base, it means that you kiss, I think. I don't know.
One of them's
Anyway,
kissing, one of them's touching.
First base is the end goal, right? That's the whole point. If first base is the end goal, then my first base is global domination. So as far as dating the universe goes, Earth is first base.
I get that now. Okay, I see.
That was a
I now see
struggle.
the sandbox you're talking about. It's big old. Okay, yeah. You want if you wanted universal domination, your first base would be the Earth, right? Or would it?
Well,
be
just
the
because
solar?
that's where all the stuff is.
The universe.
So that we know of, all the stuff that we have is on Earth.
Yeah,
So it probably would start there.
yeah. The odds are pretty.
It's a fun question. Hey, if you wanted to date the universe, I'm listening. If you wanted to date the universe, what's first base? These are really deep questions that no one's thought of. And that's why we're here.
Because they're really
'Cause they're-
important.
No, yes, because they're really dumb, but you're right. They're really important.
Yeah. If you wanted to date the universe, so if you had a spaceship along those lines, this is just a theoretical.
Universes dig spaceships.
If you had a spaceship,
Pull up in a sweet spaceship.
yeah, it's a sweet spaceship. Okay, let me propose to you this theoretical. You're going on a date, and you have a spaceship that can go anywhere. Is there a spot in the universe or like a thing that you'd be like, oh, this would be?
Okay,
my
am I
date
trying
would
to
be-
seduce the universe?
No, you're trying to seduce a human being.
Oh,
woman.
okay.
And it's you get to take her to a place in space.
Hmm.
You got a spaceship.
I mean,
Would you take her to a supernova because it's all pretty and colorful?
well,
or
I would try to find something that looks like the Guardians of the Galaxy, where there's all these colorful things that were, if I could find it, but I don't know where that stuff is. I forgot where I left it.
Mhm.
So you find
I forgot where I left
find
it
a
on
parking
spaceship.
space, but something like
Parking space.
that. Yeah.
All of space is parking space.
Parking space lot.
Yeah.
I love space jokes.
I'd probably go someplace terrifying. I'd do an intentionally terrifying date. She'd be like, "Oh no, hold me."
You go like around the edge of a black hole.
Yeah,
Like,
the wing
hold
flies
on.
off the plane, and you're
Yeah.
like, "You better hold on
Yeah.
tight, baby." This could be a bumpy. You just cease to exist in the middle of your sentence.
Mid-sentence.
This could be a bumpy.
Yep. what would you do for your first date? I'd go die.
We have murder suicide by the universe.
Double suicide. That's what I'd do.
Oh my gosh. Stop it. Don't do it.
Oh man. What's your first date? Double suicide.
How did you guys meet? He tried to kill me in the spaceship. I get him. Oh my gosh.
Here's some cute first dating ideas. Picnic. Movie. Double suicide.
My black hole. My black hole.
My black hole.
Chad took me to a black hole.
How
was it, honey?
A black hole.
He died. He got sucked in. He went past the, what is it? The point where you can't come back.
Horizon.
Anymore. Yeah, the
Duh.
something horizon. The what horizon?
Well,
Oh,
it's a horizon.
Yeah, it's something horizon.
No, it's just a horizon. It's a point where you can't see past it anymore.
I thought there was a word that there was like a specific kind of horizon, and then once you hit that horizon, then you're just gonna turn into a noodle.
The final horizon. That sounds like a name of a movie. Wait.
Yeah, the final horizon.
Space and Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm mixing up movie things, but yeah, Final Horizon sounds like a space.
Yeah.
Please don't steal anybody. I want to make a sci-fi series called Final Horizon.
Yeah, dude, I want to do a space show. You know, that would be cool to have like a show in space.
Speaking of which, they're gonna shoot the first. Doesn't make sense. Yeah, they're gonna shoot the first movie sequence in space. Tom Cruise. I think it's the next.
What?
I think it's the next Fallout movie, but the first sequence for film shot in space.
It's gonna be like, it's gonna not look like space because it's technically that high up. But
That's I wonder how far in space. I'm guessing above the atmosphere, like in space, technical space, where there's no gravity, space. I'm guessing that's where they're gonna do it.
yeah, I mean, even when you're in space, isn't there gravity?
There's always gravity.
Yeah, that's what I wonder.
Hey, it's against the rules. You're not actually shooting in space. There's gravity. Yeah,
I see that
And we
there's
know.
gravity.
we know. We made the rules.
I'll tell you what, if you can see the planet Earth, you're not shooting a movie in space.
Yeah,
that's
see, like
lame.
arbitrary rules. I get that, but
Yeah.
it's super arbitrary.
Yeah,
Technically, we're in space right now. Technically, we're floating through space right now. So it's
yeah,
it's all arbitrary.
yeah. You ever think about how fast we're probably going actually? Yeah, like really, like you think about it. It
I've
sounds
seen
like we're
memes
just sitting
about
down.
it. I've seen memes about like, it shows like a carousel spinning really fast and the person, and then it shows the Earth spinning like this, and then
Yeah.
someone just
Yeah,
sitting there quietly.
yeah. It's crazy. And then like even further than that, you see it just like getting flung around a star, and then the star's just flying through the universe, and you're just like, like just flying through.
Yeah,
Anyway,
relativity.
it's bizarre to think about. Like when you sleep and you're just like all relaxed, like, oh, nothing bad could happen. You just get ripped apart instantly.
You like it's
by
like a
space
dream.
and time.
It's like a dream. As soon as you're aware of it, then it becomes real. It's like, I just realized I'm in space. Or I just realized I'm moving 1,000 miles. And then it happens to you as soon as you're aware of it.
You don't, yeah. What
Like
if you,
Wile E. Coyote
yeah.
walking over a cliff and now he's in the sky. He realizes he's in the sky and then he falls. That logic.
that would be,
That'd
man.
be horrible. A horrible way to die. I just realized I'm in space.
It's like the ultimate, the game. You know the game? Like if you lose, if you think about it, it's like that.
It's like that.
Yeah. That's nuts.
I love that game.
The game.
I'm not particularly good at it, but I like the idea.
Yeah. Every time I tell someone about the game, or like I used to, I haven't talked about the game in years, but then they'd be like, what game? And I'd be like, you're already winning it. Like, don't ask. And they'd be like, no, what are you talking about? And then I have to explain. I'm like, now you lost because you
Ruined it.
You were winning. You could have just said, okay. You're not supposed to know. Anyway.
I'm thinking about space again. I'm trying to think about what else is out there or relatively close to Earth. So after the guess we're in the Milky Way. I wonder how many solar systems are in our galaxy.
Well, for every star, there's a solar system. There might be nothing orbiting that star, but it is a solar system because solar means of the sun. The soul means sun.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's right, but it makes sense.
Yeah, so SOL, soul. That's what the name of the sun is. Soul.
Yes.
I think.
SOL.
Solar. I think of the sun is what solar means. So
isn't our sun's name Sol?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think so. And
then our moon is Luna. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. Jupiter is Jupiter.
All the Earths, all the Earths, all the Earths,
all one of the Earths
have different names.
Jupiter's real name is.
That's the names.
Mm-hmm. I think.
I think I just thought of something. I thought the Greek gods were named after the planets, and I realized it's the other way around. Like, wait a minute. As a kid, I was like, wait a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
We named the planets after them. Like, oh, okay. I remember thinking as a kid, why would you name your god after a planet? Don't you then realize it's not a real god because you just made it up?
Yeah.
But that was my level of intelligence, and it hasn't gone up much higher.
Yeah. That'd be like, yeah, that is cool to think about. It'd be cool if you found the planets and you're just like, yep, that's where God is.
I got a question.
What?
You found a planet. It doesn't matter if it looks particularly cool or not. You found a planet. You get to name it. You don't know anything about this planet other than you found a planet. You got to name it now.
Greg?
That's a freaking great angle to go toward. I was like, I was going to go with some epic name, but Greg. God damn it. I would go Craig if I was on that end, but Greg is pretty.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Greg.
I would say something generic like Ellipsis 9.
Ellipsis 9.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but just Greg. If there was like a internet poll for which planet's your favorite along all the planets, Greg, that one's gonna win. Just a popularity contest.
I think I would name my planet Big Booty Lover 69.
Yes.
Yeah,
small
like
X,
that. Yeah.
big X. Yeah. Big Booty Lover 69, big X, small X.
Password. Name your planet password
too. Big Booty Lover 69.
Oh.
It's a dumb gamer tag. I named my gamer tag after a planet. It's badass. Between Greg and Big Booty Lover 69, which planet would be your favorite? I'm like, it's close.
I like the idea of naming I like password the best now.
For a planet?
Yeah.
Password?
Yeah.
God damn it. Those are all great planet names.
Yeah.
And you came up with all of them. Good job.
Thanks. I don't know what I'd
You can have them all.
I don't know. This seems like a big job. Like if you
does seem like a big job, but that's exactly why a stupid retarded name is perfect.
Yeah.
Because you're not qualified to name a planet.
No, who
Name
was?
It Greg. Yeah. Perfect. I love it.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what they did in Interstellar. They named the brand because the person's name who landed there was Brand. You know?
Oh, they said Edmund's planet and Man's planet.
Mm-hmm. They just named them all
planets.
I think they named,
but then the station was Cooper Station, obviously. But the planets, they just said, they just named them after like the last name
of the person.
I would hate to have a planet named after me.
Why?
Come up with a better name. I don't know, something cooler like Greg.
Okay, but like you can imagine, maybe the culture would evolve in such a way that Walter is no longer a name that people use, and so if they say like if you're not used to hearing it in terms of Walter's just a dude with skin. And he farts sometimes. Like, that's not Walter. Walter's a planet? Are you kidding? You would, like, as a person, if culturally you moved away from that hundreds and hundreds of years ago, you'd think Walter was a cool planet name. Then you'd name your kid Walter, and people would be like, that's so niche.
I'm not.
You're so hipster to name your...
Just thinking about changing my Tinder profile to, I have skin and I fart sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that description.
Yeah.
You read that and you go, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
Wouldn't necessarily want to date that, but it would elicit a reaction.
Yeah, it would.
I have skin. What's something about you?
What's something about, I would put in my bio if I was just a person?
Saying hypothetically in a situation.
I could read you my bio if you want it.
No, it was a joke. We'll save that for another time. All right, space. Milky Way. I kind of jumped out to there. I wonder how many solar systems. You said technically
every star is a solar
I wonder
system.
what it's called when a solar system has planets or doesn't. There's got to be a word for that.
I don't know.
But Milky Way, there are galaxies make up a nebula. Is that what the nebula term is? What's a nebula?
Nebula, I think, is when a star has exploded. It's the aftermath, and so it's those beautiful light. Or maybe it's maybe it's when a whole bunch of stars explode. I think it's when a star explodes. It's the aftermath. You're just seeing all the beautiful gases. The noble gases are just lighting on fire, and they're making pretty colors. Is what
I think it's I think a collection of. Think about this for just a second. Use my video game knowledge. What would Mass Effect do? You didn't play Mass Effect, did you?
No,
What would Mass Effect do? You leave the station, you leave the solar system, and then there are galaxies within something. And that thing that the galaxies are within, I think that's a nebula. I might be wrong, though. I wonder what that's called.
I know that a whole bunch of stars together is called a globular cluster. Isn't that cool? Globular.
That sounds freaking tasty.
Globular.
It's like a candy. Mm-hmm. It's a gobstopper is what it sounds like. But a globular cluster, what those nougats?
Yeah.
Sounds tasty.
Globular cluster sounds like a wrestling
We
move.
already named Milky Way a candy. Milky Way would be screwed if someone made a globular cluster.
Is it globular or globular now? I can't remember.
I'm gonna say
Globular cluster.
Okay, it still sounds
Because
pretty
it's
good.
like globular cluster.
Oh, globe. A cluster of globes.
Yeah, so, but like I was watching a video about globular clusters, and it's crazy to watch because people were looking at a globular cluster because it's just so many stars just jam packed in one area that are just all just, some of them are exploding, crashing together. But they said they found a planet in this one globular cluster. And I remember that video stood out to me because what they did is they showed what it would look like if Earth was in a globular cluster. And it was basically talking about how lucky we're not because we can see it's just so far away. But if you were in a globular cluster, it would just be so bright all the time. There's stars everywhere around you. I mean, it was cool to look at. They showed like a artist depiction of what a globular cluster would look like. And it was literally just like just bright and beautiful. It looked like the sky was just bright diamonds everywhere. Anyway, so they found a planet there and they were like, we're lucky this isn't us because they wouldn't be able, they'd think the universe was the globular cluster. There's too much light. They wouldn't see anything outside that. So because if the Milky Way is this, and then we've got like the arms and stuff, we're kind of like in between arms,
No.
So
But
that's why we can see so far away. If we were in the arms, there'd be just so many stars everywhere. You couldn't see outside of it.
it kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm. We're like super lucky.
Everything
For
just
science.
everything just works
Everything just works for now.
for now. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wonder what it's called when there are multiple galaxies in something. Maybe that's a globular cluster. I don't know. All right, is there anything after
What would you like to call it?
a nebula? Because it sounds good.
No, nebulas are not that though.
All right.
Yeah.
Walter over here in accounting gets to decide what it's called when a bunch of Milky Ways are together. I'd call it the Way.
Yeah.
Wait,
The dairy aisle.
that's much better. Read it again. I just realized Milky Way is the name of one galaxy, so that doesn't make sense to name all the galaxies after that.
So all the
galaxies.
A galaxette.
God damn it, that's good.
I don't know. That sounds like a girl galaxy.
I'm thinking SET, like a set of galaxies.
Galaxette. Oh, that's cool.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought you meant. Like that works.
That's pretty cool.
So I kind of helped, but that was mostly
Yeah.
yours.
Thanks.
Is there anything after that?
Galactic body.
Is it just the universe then?
Yeah.
Like between all the galaxies in the universe, is there something in between?
Dark matter, dark matter, and dark energy.
And
It's
black
like-
holes, I guess, kind of.
Dark matter and dark energy are the coolest things because it's like 70% of the known universe and nobody knows anything about it. It's just like nonsense. It's nonsense. It's like there's weird things about those two things. I'm no astrologist, as you said, but they know so little about those things, and their impression is that things don't work the same in those things. Like gravity doesn't give a crap about what happens in them, and then they don't care about matter and stuff. And so like stuff can move through really fast or take really, really long time to move through it. It's just nobody knows anything because it's just completely dark, and there's stuff there, but they don't know what it is because they can't read it like substance.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know.
Basically, 70% of the
Of
universe, 70% is made up out of emotion.
Yeah, it's whatever you feel like it is.
It doesn't make sense.
It's made up out of gender.
It's irrational. It's irrational.
Yeah, it's made up out of human gender. It's a spectrum. You don't know what it is. It can be whatever you want. It's a joke.
Okay, I know it is.
Yeah.
The universe. We're going to multiverse theory, I guess. Unless you want to.
I thought we were done. I thought we were done with space.
Space
Multiverse.
Here's a question: do you think space is infinite? I'm gonna say no.
I think it's like an old scroller, and like if you walk too far this way, it'll come back around the other way.
Really?
Yeah.
So you think it's not infinite either, technically?
Sure, it's infinite. If you think that, it just loops around. It's like a ring,
Well, then
but
I
not
would-
on a 2-dimensional plane. It's
I
like
would say
4-dimensional.
that is finite because it can be measured. If you could have a beginning point and an end point, which
But it
by
can swell and
definition is
shrink.
not infinite, it's finite. It's finite.
But it can swell as infinitely large as you want, or shrink. And
Yeah, a balloon is finite and it can shrink and swell.
But there's like a whole lot less parameters holding the universe than a balloon. A balloon has got like so much rubber and so much pull it can have. But like, if you talk about, there's only so many like atoms in the universe. Like, there's probably not any new ones being made or destroyed. You could think of it in terms of like they're just getting farther apart, and so distance isn't kind of like, it's just a matter of how far it can spread or shrink. I don't know anything. You're questioning me like I know.
You're wrong though. You're wrong about all of it.
I actually said that kind of as a joke, and that it's a scroller. It's like the old, not Galaga, but yeah, it is like Galaga, where you go too much to one side and you come around the other way.
Yeah. Like the old NES games, they all basically did that. Okay, multiverse. I'm gonna be a pessimistic, nihilistic person that I am and say, nah.
No, there's definitely a multiverse.
Yeah, I know
There's 100% a multiverse.
we kind of talked about that.
If there's not, I'm gonna make it up. I'm gonna do it.
This is where my mind goes. If there's a multiverse, then what about God?
Oh, I don't know.
Because it just goes up to God in my mind. Like, but that's what I think about as the ultimate thing in the ultimate force in the universe. I think is God, and if that's true, then how could there be a multiverse? And if there is multiverse, are there multi gods? You know, to me, there's God. He is the top echelon, so there must be. I don't know. That's where my brain goes.
That makes sense. I can see why that would be a logical conclusion to make with that insinuation.
God is a logical conclusion.
Yeah. It's a little bit not, but in some ways it's more logical than some other things.
Yeah, I don't want to stray too much on topic, but like that is where my brain goes as far as the galaxy, the universe. Because my knowledge of the universe, as far as much as scale goes, is like God, and then like what is it, quartz? Like that's the sizes I know or can comprehend or have any idea of.
Well, you've heard the thing that people say, God of the gaps.
No, I have not.
So do you understand? So I'll tell you what that is. God of the gaps is like, it's like the argument out that people like use as a scapegoat when they believe in God. It's to basically be like, as far as I don't understand it, that's where God fits in. And atheists despise that because they think it's a cop out. And technically they're right, because it's like God is the God of the gaps. It means, yeah, we know that God did this and this, but as soon as they're like, well, why did God do this? Then you're like, well, we don't know. He's mysterious. That's like annoying for people.
I get
and for
it.
me too. But like, so that's kind of what you're saying. I just, that's what it made me think of. I know you're not saying that about God. You were just saying like, to me, that's as big as I can imagine is God.
That's the biggest thing I know.
Yeah.
I believe he's bigger than the universe.
Yeah.
He made the universe.
Yeah.
So that would make him bigger. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's interesting, because there's a whole, like, if we had better understanding of space, then it'd be like another thing that you put between what we know already and then God, because he's just out there always. He is kind of the God of the gaps. So that's interesting sorry, I didn't mean to like bring that up. It seems like a little bit of a jump sideways, but that's what I thought of when you said that. That's because that's kind of what we're describing when we say God. It's basically, as soon as you don't understand it, that's kind of where he fits in.
Well, let's bring it back to, do you actually still think there's a multiverse? And if so, how does that work?
Well, I don't know.
Do you want there to be?
Yeah, it'd be freaking
more
cool.
fun, right?
It'd be definitely cool for writing and stories.
Yeah.
I have so many different ideas where there's multiverse when it comes to my own personal writing that I'm like, doggone it. If somebody knows multiverse theory, I need to talk to them because I have this idea. I want to see if this works. I think I've told you some of those ideas. But
Yeah.
So it'll be like, what?
I'd be happy if I found out there was a multiverse. Like, nice.
Yeah.
Now we can get superheroes.
Yeah. There's a universe where I did this instead. I wonder what that's like. What I think would be cool is to look at all the different like multiverses of yourself and all the different choices you make.
Yeah.
And then just like look at it from the outside and kind of just judge for yourself. Like, all right, which one of those is better? And then I'd know what to do for my life.
Yeah.
You know, cause like, oh, the one where he took a left on Belmont Avenue.
Yes. And took a
and he turned right on 7 all the way up.
Let's go back to Bellevue where you belong.
Where you belong, Stuart. We watched we got to cite our sources. We watched the Californians SNL sketch where, yeah, I can't remember their names, but
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader and the other guy. And they're like, let's get back to the highway. Go back home, Stuart. Where you belong.
Oh, what are you doing here?
Oh, what are you doing here? And then she's like, traffic at this hour, it'll be jammed. What were we saying that for? It was like,
shoot. Oh, it was a perfectly good reason.
Oh, multiverse, because I was like, what if I took a left on this street? Then I'd become
perfectly good reason.
Yeah, I'd find the woman of my dreams if I turned this way, and I'd make the life choices I would because I'd bump into a stranger who told me about the occupation that I didn't know I wanted, but that would be the one that would be the most fulfilling in my life.
I'm sure this has been thought of, but then wouldn't that mean if you interacted in any way with the other multiverse that the two universes colliding would cause a singularity and boom, it's over? I mean, they can't exist together.
We're talking about a fiction anyway, or a
so we're making up the rules as we go along.
Yeah.
So I get to have.
So it makes sense to you.
One multiverse version of me is rich, and he pays my bills. I'm making the rules now.
So yeah, I like to imagine when I'm looking at the multiverse like that, it's like I've got a TV remote and I'm like changing the channels of the universe.
So you're just observing. You can't actually interact with it.
No, it's exactly just watching it.
Although technically you are interacting with it by observing it, but whatever. Yes,
but I'm not affecting its outcome. Yeah.
You are affecting yours.
Yes, exactly. But I want that. I want that. You're
allowed to watch the multiverse TV. I will allow it.
I want to be in the multiverse where I find the multiverse control room and I get the multiverse janitor to let me in so I can look at all the multiverse. Yeah.
He's got nothing better to do.
Yeah. I gave him a bite of my sandwich and he's just been nice to me ever since. It's like, hey, if you ever want to check out the multiverse room, just let me know. Maybe when God was on lunch.
I've seen some crazy shit.
You wouldn't believe, man.
You wouldn't believe.
You know that one gal down the street? Yeah.
Unsolved.
Wow. Yeah. Get out of here, Devin. Oh man, multiverse. Now I had an idea for a story. Nobody take this because it's my idea. But I had this idea where there was a physical representation of two realities. And they were, like, you can imagine like two water streams. You've seen those waterfalls that are just like a stream of water. It looks like a curtain, but they're coming down and you can put your hand in it and interrupt the flow in that spot, right? But then the water kind of goes around you and continues on.
Yeah.
So I imagined two realities next to each other. I imagined a multiverse where that's the way that they were represented, is they were flowing water, where time was happening, but the water was just turning around and everything. And then people could interact with different times with each other. And I had this fantasy where it was sort of like sci-fi crazy.
That sounds like Tenet, but better, honestly.
Well, I haven't seen Tenet yet, so don't tell me.
I'm not spoiling it, but
okay.
I'm putting into words what I imagine you were saying. Two parallel universes working together, basically.
So I imagined that these universes are staged in such a way. Sorry, my microphone keeps moving. These universes were staged in such a way where they're kind of adjacent to each other. And then I imagined that there were people who were charged with protecting.
But then imagine.
Pretend? Yeah. Pretend it. So I imagine that they're
parallel to each other.
Yeah, parallel to each other, juxtaposed. in such a way, and they're a physical place that people found somewhere. Maybe there's like some weird
It's the
celestial,
janitor. It's the multiverse janitor.
it's like a celestial control room that somebody in a spaceship somewhere found.
Uh-huh.
And now that they know it exists, they have to protect it because it's like,
okay, I have heard this before.
Yeah, people can mess with these realities if they can get in here. And so I had this fantasy where this is the physical place that people found, and now there's these group of people that are charged with taking care of this place. But then there's like drama ensues, and there's like a coup, and then there's people who are like nihilists who believe the universe shouldn't exist, and they come to like ruin it. And there's a guy who saves it, but the guy who comes in with some sort of laser shotgun, I don't know, some technology. He comes in with a gun and he shoots
the control board room.
He shoots into those little waterfalls where the timer's represented.
Yeah.
And so the story, like the dream I have about these places is that like there's one story which is about this control room that these worlds and universes are unaware of. But then there's the story about how maybe this stray shot that went through these worlds just ripped their worlds apart in these crazy ways. And you have like there's people displaced to other universes.
Yeah.
It's just chaos.
Right. That's the setup for the story.
Yes,
and the story,
that's the setup.
As you tell, I'm starting to remember this. The story follows like some protagonist who's on a planet with like, there's a hole in reality up in the sky.
Yeah.
And it's letting all these monsters in. And it's like a post-apocalyptic world now in this reality on this planet.
And like one guy,
chaos.
Yeah, like how I imagine the story starts off is it's me, like like it's you. You're reading the book, but it's you, and he's going to his office job, and he's got a boring life. His girlfriend breaks up with him. He's just doing regular crap, and he's kind of all messed with that. And then all of a sudden, all of a sudden, like something happens, and you hear some crazy noises, and then there's just like a bubble that appears around his desk, and it like cuts his hand off, and then he's in this new universe, and he's like, what the heck is happening? All of a sudden he's being chased by these crazy like weird blob monsters and crazy things. And it's terrifying and Dark Planet, and he's running for his life, and he's like stuck on this new place without a hand, and like I just imagine like places on the planet are displaced to another place.
When you told me this story, I imagined this is a great premise for like a video game, an open world game, and your character in the beginning is given like this bionicle alien multiverse whatever arm, multi-purpose arm that does all the things you're going to use in the game for fighting, for clambering, and all this stuff. And it's just like explore, like whoa, and you try to solve because we just as an audience we heard what happened, but you as a character. Person playing that game, you have no idea what's going on. You have to find out about the multiverse control room. And it's crazy by the end.
I hope I explained that well, because that probably went maybe over some people's head. I probably didn't explain it well, but it's
probably
in my
too
head.
Smart. It's too smart.
I'm just really, it's a lot for people. I gotta get comfy.
So back to space. I had a question, which is, if we had interstellar space travel, and I'm going to define that as traveling to and from Earth to a planet that's outside of our solar system, to and from a planet outside. What year do you think that would be if it happened? I think it'd be a long time. Like, that's the thing, though. I would think it's like thousands of years, but then I don't think Earth is going to survive that long.
No.
So, but that's not the question. The question is, if we achieved interplanetary travel, what year do you think that'd be?
Do you want just that question, or do you want my thoughts about that question?
No thoughts. Just answer the question.
Okay.
Who be interviewed on this? Imagine like interview. Just answer the question.
Answer the question.
What? Oh,
answer the question, Steven. You know what I'm quoting?
Yeah, I do.
It's Balloon Shop. It was a Balloon Shop video. Steven. Here's my thoughts. It would take complete cooperation of the whole.
Nope. I didn't ask your thoughts. Answer the question. Maybe you can have your thoughts if you've been good.
I don't see it happening.
I
don't think ever.
I know, but that's not the question. I phrased it in such a way that you have to pick a number.
I don't think there is.
That way, when it happens, which it won't, we don't think it will. That way, when it happens, someone can look back and find out who was right.
Okay.
I want to be right, so we have to make it a game.
All right. To another planet? Is it a livable planet, or is it just another planet?
That's the idea. Shoot, no, that's a good point. No, yes, habitated planet we're traveling to and from, like in between these planets. I'm gonna pick Round number 3,000.
It's not going to happen.
Pick a number.
I don't want to. I just
Too
don't
late.
think
I
it's
picked a
happening.
number. I put myself out there.
Okay.
We already agreed it's not going to happen.
All right.
Play the game.
30,000.
Wait, 30,000. Okay.
30,000 years at
Wow,
least.
damn, I'm optimistic. That's not like me.
No, 3,000 years is like no way. There's no way. Because like first of all, people have to get along. Everybody has to get along. And then they have to figure some crazy stuff out that nobody knows how to figure out, right?
Well, I see it and those are good points and all, but we don't have the resources.
Yeah, that too. I mean, maybe you
And
can
people
find them.
are
It's a
too
big
stupid.
universe.
Even if people got smart enough, which I don't think they will.
No.
That's
Unless
since we're
AI gets
evidence of
involved.
that.
If AI gets involved, maybe they figure it out pretty quick.
Who'd you say gets involved?
AI, artificial intelligence.
Oh, okay.
If that gets involved, then maybe it's a lot sooner. Maybe it's tomorrow if artificial intelligence comes.
You think of
today.
a dumb or interesting, potentially arbitrary question to ask
You think of
about
one?
space or space travel or something.
Okay. I can't.
That's okay. I'll think of a big smart question for you.
All right. I feel sad.
Okay.
You can shame me if you want.
Oh, it has to deal with space. It has to deal with space, though, not just the future.
Mhm.
So, okay. Let's do yes or no to make this easy. Do you think there will ever be commercially available space vehicles?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
There's already like people trying to tour the atmosphere.
Commercially available space vehicles, meaning it can go above the atmosphere and you're allowed to, like now the FAA and the DOV or DMV have to coordinate air traffic because of people are.
I bet really restricted licensing, but yeah,
yes,
it could be
you
soon.
think yes?
Yeah,
Okay.
really soon
Okay.
with some licensing.
Then
It's just like having a
pick the year.
pilot's
We got to
license.
pick the year for this one. What year do you think the first commercially available spacecraft technically will be sold?
Commercially available
Commercially
spacecraft?
available. The first one will be sold. We pick a year. Shoot, I'm gonna be kind of.
Elon will do it. Like
I was gonna say maybe within 100 years,
Tesla.
because
will
it
do
doesn't take much to get a person on their own out of the atmosphere and back. I mean, it takes a bit, but like we're not stupid far away.
It's just expensive.
yeah, it's a bit expensive, but
Okay, if you
I'm gonna
think
say within
about
100 years. What do you think?
yeah, within 100 years, I think Elon's already doing that. Like he's just really rich though, so like you have to have a lot of money, and then you could just
But
do
it's
it
not
yourself.
commercially available. That's the kicker on that question.
Well, that depends on the government to make it commercially
And
available.
the economy.
Yep, not optimistic if it has to be like
Yeah.
that, but for people to just
I'm gonna say an even number. I'm gonna say 2,100.
what's interesting to think about that is that nobody owns space. So like it's I don't think I've ever thought of it like this until now. But I just realized like if I wanted to build a rocket and I bought if I bought 500 acres of land and I built a rocket and then the government came to me and was like, you can't do that. Be like, why
And you
not?
Go, stop me, bitch.
Yeah, you can't stop. I have a rocket. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, they own the sky. That's
No.
the problem. Yeah.
Oh, I see what
they
you
own
mean.
the sky. But if you could, smuggle yourself past the sky,
Yeah.
once you're in space,
Like, what are you
I
gonna do?
don't think there are rules.
Are cops gonna come arrest you when you land? Like on your like if I laid it back on if I
Theoretically, if there's a way to get to space without going through the air, I don't think they could do anything about it.
no, it's like you don't own space, you crazy guy.
I do. I was there. I got dibs.
I got.
I have
dibs.
not heard anyone saying they have dibs. I know people have been to space, but no one said it's mine,
Kick the camera table.
which makes it much more than mine than anybody else's.
Yeah, I love these chairs. I could not get comfortable today. I could probably tell.
I gave up. That's okay though.
I'd still love them.
I do. It's the principle too that makes them so
Yeah.
nice.
Do you have anything else you want to say about space?
There's so much that we could say. Want me to think of another fun question?
Do you have another fun
I
question?
can come up with one.
You're really good
I'm
at
not
that.
wearing my glasses, but I
Okay.
can think of arbitrary game type questions.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Well, if you think of something, let me know.
I will.
Okay. That's too similar to what I said before. But screw it. No, it'd be the same thing. Nah, that question's too simple. I was gonna say, how long until commercially available spacesuit, but that's too damn similar.
All right, I've
You're
got an arbitrary one.
Okay,
for
good.
you. All right, you have a spaceship. This is a theoretical.
Of course I do.
and in the spaceship, you're the captain.
Yeah.
What's your crew like? How many you got? How many
Depends
you
on the
need?
ship and depends on what I'm doing.
Tell me about your ship. Tell me about it. You get to make it up right now.
Okay.
It's
thanks.
that's the whole rule thing. You have a spaceship.
Okay. So apparently just people decided it'd be a good idea to follow me around. That's my life. That part I didn't make up. And then that turns into I'm rich, I'm bored, I'm gonna go to space. I have a really cool spacecraft that has colors on it because I'm a child.
And I have a dragon and it's awesome. I can do magic.
I'll be able to control.
You have to control.
But I need people to be on it. And then the thing is, though, the ship is smart. It's AI. I don't really need a crew. I take the crew for the novelty purpose. I don't need qualified people. I just need people to entertain me.
Okay.
So I have these people in charge of these arbitrary jobs like Bridge Master, which is a made-up position that doesn't do anything. It's just a name.
Mm-hmm.
I would have...
You'd have stuff to do. You'd be like...
No, I'd have people to do.
You'd be like in charge of coffee. I think
Yes.
he's the coffee guy.
I'd have the...
Bridge Master.
There's got to be a good
my
name
coffee.
for this. I was trying to think of a pun, but I couldn't think of one.
Engineer.
Anyway, I'd have all these... There'd probably like no more than 10. Probably, I'm thinking 6 or 7 people, and they'd have Star Trek-ish jumpsuits, but not quite.
Yeah.
Because it's all kind of for show anyway.
Mm-hmm. If I had a spaceship, it'd be way more like...
am I done? My ship's story is done.
Sorry.
That's okay.
No, go ahead.
No, that was about it. Probably going to have sex in space.
Yeah.
Probably going to happen because it's like the principle of the thing.
Sex and spice. Man, the kind of high.
Yeah, I try not to say it that way, but
Sex and spice.
you're going to think it too.
All right.
All right, then I'd go up there for like a week and I'd be like, I'm bored, I'm going home. And that's the end of that story.
I would actively find stuff to do in space that I'd be like, I'm gonna want to say I did this in space. So I'd rather have, like, I thought about first when I said you have a ship, the first thing I thought was Star Trek as well, because like that's just like the ship that people think of. You got the captain and the engineers and the first mates and the communications experts and things like that, and the driver or whatever. But then I realized I'd rather have like a Firefly ship. You ever watch Firefly or Serenity?
No, but I heard about it.
Because like, so to me, theirs is like a big hippie van version of a spaceship. It doesn't look like a hippie van, but that's kind of the feel. It's a little junky and kind of put together, but it flies. And especially if people know what they're doing. And I feel like I'd have a small crew of people who knew what they were doing. It'd be a good time. We'd be like partying a little bit.
You know what I forgot about, and that is maybe landing on a planet. I don't know if you would want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally.
Yeah.
I was treating it like a yacht on the ocean, just cruising aimlessly, which I'd also be okay with.
Yeah.
But
I'm picturing
when
right
you said
now.
you're looking for things to do, I'd say go get a planet and get specimens or something.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
You're gonna find something to do.
Take some great pics for the gram. What I actually imagine when you said yacht in space is I imagine people on like the sun deck in like their bikinis just getting baked alive by the sun. You bring up a whole bunch of like Instagram models with you, and then they're all just like in these nice bikinis, and then you just kill them all because you drive too close to the sun.
I'm not taking Instagram models to space unless I'm dropping them off on Mars.
Yeah, that's where they belong. You sound like one of those angry conservatives. Drop all them Instagram models off on Mars where they belong, where they can take their booty cheek pictures and whatnot.
I was wondering what dial you were turning. Like, that's not the laughter dial. Laughter is not. There it is. Oh, you can hold that button. It keeps going.
Yeah,
oh, great.
I love that one guy's like, ha 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 ha. Yeah.
I need to write that. I need that as a sound bite. Who does that? I need something that goes ha or something like that. Just like a one. Ha. I have the engineer going. I have that.
I love the way. What the other day we were in your deck when you were like, erecting a. What did you say? Do it again.
I think I said erecting a.
Yes, you did so good that time.
I tried to make it sound. I try to make it sound like two sound pieces put together.
Cut together. You did good. Yeah, shoot. I think but I would definitely.
That was a good question though. About if you had a spaceship, what'd your crew look like? What would you do?
Can I talk about my spaceship some more?
Yeah.
All right, so I'd have like rooms, but they're all designated for different things. Like I'd have like a bouncy room, like basically a big trampoline.
Sorry to interrupt. It's kind of important. How big is this ship in your mind? Because in my mind, my ship was like the size of Buzz Lightyear's capsule. So not really big.
Oh, that's pretty small.
Like pretty small, but yours sounds like it's big.
Yeah, it's pretty big. It's bigger. It's
Like
not
mine
Star
only
Trek
fits like
big.
6 or 7 people.
Yeah, mine could fit 30 pretty comfortably.
Okay. All right.
Pretty comfortably. But it probably has 20 people.
Okay.
And 10 Instagram models. They're not people. Drop them off of Mars. Yeah. Anyway, I would have a room and it's all bouncy things like pillows.
Oh my gosh, what a
Things.
great freaking idea for space.
Yeah, it'd be like you could have a huge window and you can like look out into space, but then there's just stuff to bounce and just it's all bright in there. That'd be cool. And then the cafeteria would be awesome. Could do magic. And then I'd have my music studio. And it would be
You know,
That would be
cool.
sick.
Play music and then like look out into space.
space
Like
music.
space music, and just look out like this
Yeah.
is nice.
Nah,
That'd be cool.
that would be okay. That would be a place to do.
That's worth going to
freaking
space
music.
for, just to be able to listen to space
What
music
kind of
in
music?
space.
Yeah, if you were like a really creatively influenced creatively by your surroundings, and you went to space,
Mm-hmm.
and
How
you were
cool.
like you'd be a little bit. It'd be a mix of like fear and like elation.
Unknown and
Yeah, it'd be
wonder.
just so scary.
I would be happy just to listen to like if you came and said, Walter, I'm gonna play this song.
And it was made in space.
The guy who made this went to space and he made it in space, and it's based on his experience in space. Like, okay, yeah, let's hear this.
Could
I'd be
junky
excited.
song.
Yeah.
It's like a guy with a banjo.
Yeah, I was like-
we're floating around in space and now we're floating back to Earth. Floating and gonna taste a big old mouthful of dirt. And
and then he just starts making banjo noises with his mouth.
he gets a jaw harp.
Yeah. If I make a Final Horizon now, I'm gonna make a character who is like a hillbilly in space.
That'd be great.
Stupid.
Yeah.
And his spacesuit has overalls on it just because. He's proud of where he came from and stuff.
That's perfect.
Stupid. This depends on the show. If you had a show,
He's always got a piece of straw in his mouth, despite the fact that there's no plantation.
I'm imagining the end of a straw attached to the outside of the glass.
Yeah.
So it's just hanging on the glass.
I want to draw a doodle of that.
That'd be a cute illustration.
Yeah, just like a guy holding his suspenders out, but he's got a spacesuit and like a little straw sticking out of the glass.
On the glass, as
Yeah.
if it's going in, but it's not. It's just like a decorative
Yeah,
piece.
it's just sticking out.
Fun question. If you were going to make some kind of space show, would you want it genre or audience? What would you want? Like a cartoon for
done.
middle-aged? No, it's been done, but this is your show. I mean, I think it'd be all over the place for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it'd be a cartoon, but it'd be adult with stupid humor as well.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you'd have to have some deep, crazy themes for sure, or ideas, but it also would just be like funny.
They
I think
did.
if I did one.
Have you ever watched the Orville?
Nope.
You know what it is?
I think so.
It's Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah.
I watched some of that, and I can't think of, like, I would not have a unique idea with my space show. It would be really similar to his. Like his is like, it's super funny at parts, and then other parts is like, that's not really funny. It seems like you're trying to convey a point or a lesson, but it doesn't really work with space.
Supposedly that's what Star Trek did. I never watched it, but they explored ideas that didn't necessarily have to do with space. The idea is that I think this is me talking about some show I never watched, but they take on issues and ideas with the perspective that people in the future and in space would have about the issues that we have today, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like slavery and racism are non-issues for them because they've evolved past it. And so when they deal with aliens and stuff, they can make jokes at the expense for how ignorant we were at things, or as we as an audience can go, yeah, racism is silly, isn't it? Because of, I don't know, like they have new perspectives on our issues. I don't know if that's how I'd summarize the show, but when you said the show is trying to teach you a lesson, I think maybe that's them trying to take the original Star Trek stuff. I don't know, but that doesn't sound pleasant. Trying to teach me a lesson.
That's the part that's not. It's okay. So it's, again, very funny. I might have said it wrong. What I think it's really doing is it's copying and pasting our problems to aliens in a way
Yeah.
that's not directly correlated. It's like,
yeah. I think
I get what you're trying to do, but first of all, I don't really care about that right now. I'm trying to watch a show about space.
yeah.
And then also, it's like it doesn't really like, I don't know.
I get it.
It's not compelling. In any way.
Okay. I feel compelled to think of another stupid space question. Maybe not as stupid. Or maybe a more fun idea.
Would your spacesuit look like your Venator suit?
Absolutely.
It'd just be your Venator suit. You just make it space compatible.
Basically.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be. It would not be of the material it's made of. Would it be giving it away if I said what it is?
No. Go ahead.
Styrofoam. It wouldn't be styrofoam. I think that it could be styrofoam in space. I don't think you'd die. I think you'd live.
I wonder if I was actually entertaining. Like, I wonder if styrofoam like would hold up in space, or it would like burn or freeze.
I feel like the air would just get sucked out of it immediately.
Yeah, I think structure wouldn't. I don't think its structure would last.
It would just like squash because it would just be a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Is there air in it? Is that what it is? It's air and fluff?
Yeah. I think
Fluffy?
it would get crushed, like you said.
Oh man, we should talk about what we think things would do in space.
Well, people would know what things do in space. Maybe we can think about something that nobody knows or can ever know, like the fun, stupid questions. I like those arbitrary ones.
Yeah. If you could pee on anything in space, what would you pee on?
Something really cold.
Just to see,
Just to
if
see
you
the steam.
nice.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be steam, probably.
I don't know. I got to find out.
Steam is like a Earth thing because of the air pressure.
Well, I want to know. I want
Yeah.
to see. It's a good question. What would you pee on?
I'd pee on the sun. Mark it as mine. Be my sun.
I get that, but
Be my territory.
Could you even
Yes.
get close? Okay.
In this fiction, you can do it. You can pee wherever you want. I shouldn't have judged you for your other thing about
Good point.
steam. Sure, there can be steam in space.
I want steam. Fine, you can have steam.
You're like actively peeing in space and your innards are getting sucked out through your penis and you're just like, I wanted steam. Yeah. You're like intestines. That's gross.
Question. Okay, if you could eat anything in space, so like you're in space, you're gonna eat one meal before you come back.
I just want to eat a good meal, like steak, like good steak.
Yeah,
Yeah, just eat a nice thing.
I would eat my favorite meal. I'd eat mac and cheese in space.
That's your favorite meal?
No, my favorite food was mac and cheese.
No.
What?
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
You never have mac and cheese.
Because it makes me sick.
Really? It's your favorite meal and it makes you sick?
Yeah.
It's still your favorite meal?
Yes.
Really?
That's true love. That's how marriage works.
Ah.
No,
Yeah.
it's a childhood thing, and I think it tastes great.
It does.
It's my favorite tasting thing, right? It makes me sick.
Hmm.
So I enjoy it less than I would like to, but it's still my favorite tasting thing, and I've decided that's my favorite food.
I don't think you can have a favorite food if it makes you sick.
Sure you can. You can have a favorite movie that's scary, and it still scares you, but you think it's such a great movie that you decide it's your favorite, but you choose not to watch it because how scary it is.
So what if you're like allergic to it and that's what makes you sick? Can you be allergic to your favorite food?
I think that'd be weird, but because of my logic, I just spewed. You'd have to
say yeah.
I have to say yes.
Yeah. All right. It can be your favorite food.
Steak is a good answer.
I will allow it.
It's classy.
Thanks.
Steak in space.
Steak and spice. Bacon space. That would be my name of my cafeteria in space. Bacon space.
Just take us over to Planet Big Booty 69 over there, and I'll swing like a periscope around. We'll have sex and spice. We'll have steak and spice.
Big Booty 69. Take us right past password.
What's this small planet orbiting Big Booty 69? Is that
Big Booty 69.
Greg? Greg is
Great.
take us past Greg.
I heard Greg has a great salad bar.
But how? How do you get past Greg? Oh, password.
Right. Take a ride at password and make your way down to Big Booty 69.
Big Booty 69 is where it's happening.
Yeah.
It's the party planet, basically what it is.
All right. Well, I'll refer you to Big Booty 69. Greatest gravity you'll ever.
Dude, please get into astrology so that you can name a planet Big Booty 69.
Yeah.
You can name stars, right?
I just named another useless thing today, so I should probably wait on any more arbitrary
Should
purchases.
probably wait. There's a queue. There's a waiting list of people who give dumb names. Yeah. No, you could name a star Big Booty 69.
Yeah, I thought about
it's not quite the same, but you can
I'll
still do it.
I'll do that at some point. Name a star.
Yeah,
I want to name it me though.
Like M.E. or or Zach?
Zach. I want to name it Zach. There's already a couple named Zach, but I'd just be like, that one's named Zach. Or I'd name it like a significant other. I might wait until I have a wife. I'll buy her a star.
That's a little less conceited and probably gets a pass.
Yeah.
I was just thinking this because I don't know, actually. I was thinking, has anyone ever had their ashes distributed in space?
Yeah. I think so.
I mean, I would think so, but
I think there are people who have plans
know.
to.
Okay, yeah. See, I would think so, but I just realized I don't actually know that anybody's done that. I think you can actually. I think you pay for it.
I think people have done it.
Okay.
I think so.
Well, I would think so too. It's just the point is I realized I didn't know that somebody had. So
yeah, I wouldn't want to do that.
Nah, this is where my stuff is. I want to be here.
The Earth like kept me alive long enough. I can at least give him the nutrients of my decaying corpse.
Yeah,
you like that
favorite kind of corpse.
You like that body, you Earth. You want a piece of that? You like that? Nah, I'm gonna turn into a tree when I die. I don't want people paying for my funeral. If you hear this, family, if I die tomorrow, don't put me in a casket, burn me up, plant me in the backyard with the stupid lion. Call it good. That's from Secondhand Lions. Plant me in the damn garden with the stupid lion.
I'm trying to think about space.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
But do that. Don't buy me a funeral. I'll be dead. I don't care. Probably. Maybe I'll be watching and I'll be like, oh man, this is lame. I want a funeral. This is not about space again. No, it's not a topic. We don't have to talk about space anymore if you're done. There's a lot.
Yeah, I just hate because I know there's so much left. We're probably on our way from Earth out to the universe and we probably missed a bunch of stuff.
We did. We want to talk about space shows like Star Wars and stuff?
No, shows and sci-fi is kind of like its own genre.
Yeah,
I like the unknown. Time travel's kind of like sci-fi space, kind of.
Can we talk about the physics of that, like Interstellar points out about space, like black
light
hole,
speed and space travel? Yeah,
yeah, and time. Well, and time, bending time, and
yeah,
how gravity affects all that stuff.
Yeah, we are allowed.
Yeah. That was interesting to me. If you ever want to like, what I think, here's something that would be interesting to me. Let's say it is like you get to that place that we were saying is never going to happen. It's in my opinion, 30,000 years in the future where people can go places in space fast. Do you think there would be a service that would shoot people around black holes for a limited time to time travel them into a future? Let's say they have like for example, let's say a person has like you're a rich person and you have money and you put it in an investment of some kind and you know that investment will pay off and you'll have better funds, but you wanted just enough money to save up to put in that investment and then to buy you a ticket to the black hole for 100 years. And so you pay and you put this in the savings account and then you pay and you go to the black hole and you get slingshot around that thing and 100 years has passed in like 2 months time or whatever. Do you think that would be like a service that would be like the next Google that makes just a crap ton of money because people are trying to have like come back in 100 years?
I'm trying to figure out exactly what the question is. So this time thing, does it shoot you back in time?
No. Okay. So you know how gravity can speed
it
time
shoots you
up
100 years in the future.
They would have it all figured out. They'd do all the math to make it. You'd be like, how many years do you want to go in the future? And then they'd go close enough. Future. Yeah, okay. Basically.
So the question is, do I think that a service will arise that does precisely that?
Okay, I'm saying, you know that fiction we had about you can go to space, go to faraway planets, and like that's a thing now. In that fantasy, you would think that there would also be a service because black holes are capable of bending time and making it speed up because it sucks time up. Would you think there'd be
I'm going to say, if this answers your question, I'm going to say no. I don't think there'll be a service. I think there'll be wealthy individuals who choose to do that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be commercialized, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
It's not even that you have a lot of money. It's not even that it costs a lot. Not enough people want to do it. Market's not big enough for them to go, hey, we can make a lot of money off this if we did this for people. Not enough people are going to want to do that, I don't think. Now, going back in time, if that existed for whatever reason, you bet that would be regulated and controlled and stuff, and a lot of fun sci-fi ideas about that. But
yeah, I don't think there's back. I think you can go forward in time for sure. You could. I say forward in time, but really, it's just for you.
It's relative.
Yeah, but
it's not time travel, really.
No, it is for you. Like everything else continues on as normal, but you and a group of people you've got stock in Apple, right? And you know that is going to be worth a lot of money in 100 years. So you pay, you go in a ship, and then you hit the horizon for a couple seconds and come out, and then
you're wealthy, and all your family and friends are dead.
Yeah, and it's just a couple months out of the way. Yeah, basically, you just take all your buddies and stuff with you, and you'd come back, and it'd be like, wow, look at how different it is.
I got to think, though, with the bureaucracy and stuff, if that technology did exist, the ability to send people into the future effectively, if that existed, it would be policed, regulated, controlled.
Because someone would
You're not
manipulate
allowed,
like that.
Exactly, someone would manipulate it.
Mm-hmm. Well, technically, the market wouldn't care about that because meanwhile, that money's been left there accruing interest theoretically in these markets.
What if there were
and
safeguards against that? What if that was the whole reason for going in the future is to manipulate money? But then they went, if someone goes to the horizon, their money freezes or they're not allowed to manipulate. They can't.
Yeah, but like,
what if
I'll tell you what it actually means, because like the money is still of utility to the economy because they've saved it and they're using that.
Yeah, but like what if the police or the government's like, hey, you can't just go making money shooting in the future, so we're going to stop people from being allowed to accrue interest based on returning from,
We're definitely in the worms.
But I like it.
I like it too. But the thing
I'm interested in the politics of space.
Well, the only reason that the government would do that, and I don't put this past the government because they do this anyway about everything.
Yeah.
They'd only do that if they were jealous because they didn't think of that first. Like seriously, because there's no problem to the economy or to them by people just like, all right,
see you in 100 years.
Yeah, I'm going to save the world. Basically, I'm just going to remove myself, like leave my money with you guys for the market, and so people can have jobs and stuff.
It's not about being jealous, although that's maybe some of it. It's about if they can make money off of it, they'll do it.
Yeah.
Which if they can take your money, make money by taking your money, they'll do it.
I just thought of something.
What?
The economy would change over 100 years too, so money wouldn't mean as much. So even if you leave it there, maybe the dollars collapse by the time you get back.
Yeah,
okay.
That was one of the first things I was going to say. Like, what if the economy, the planet gets destroyed when you're in space?
Yeah.
I mean, but
what it would be is you'd have like a stockbroker, like that you'd leave your money with on Earth, and they would actively take care of it in a way that when you come back, you have accrued interest, and they have gotten paid basically until they die, and then exactly. Now that's really in the weeds. That'd be like, you'd have a craziest checkbook if you left for 100 years.
Yeah, maybe it'd be so impractical. That's what I meant by it wouldn't be a commercialized thing. There'd be individuals who do it because it's just not worth, even if the technology is available, even if it's affordable, the risk. I don't know.
What's the movie with Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence? Have you seen that?
It's called Passengers. No, I haven't seen it.
Okay, I've seen it several times. It's very good. I actually objectively think it's a good movie. And I showed it to my parents and they love it too. It's actually really good. But there are like, what I like about that movie is there's cool space technology and it's in space and it's a pretty interesting story overall. But then there is like, it's a good like philosophical question too about like space and about like observing people's actions and stuff and why they make that kind of choice. Because like in the premise of movies, they're going to another planet.
Spoil it.
I'm not gonna spoil it.
I didn't know that. I don't want to know anything about it. When I watch it,
You'll learn that in the first 2 minutes of the movie. It's not spoiling it to say they're going to another planet, but it takes 150 years to get there, and so they're put to sleep. They're put to sleep for 150 years and preserved. The rest of the movie, I'm sure you could figure out, certainly by watching it. Watch it on your TVs.
Watch it now. Our sponsor, Hulu. Sign up now to get Hulu for $4.99 a month. You could also just not get Hulu and save $4.99 a month. And then you can watch Passengers at your friend's house for free. Yeah. So anyway, if you want to sponsor us, we'll say whatever you want us to say.
Okay, let me just can we do a fake sponsorship segment right now?
Yeah, it sounds like fun.
Let's do this. Now for a sponsorship segment. Welcome to our sponsorship segment. We want to just thank you. We want to thank dumplingsrus.com for sponsoring us today. Dumplings R Us. If you're a big fan of dumplings, you want them shipped right to your door. You can. It's very simple. You go online and you put in your credit card information one time, and voila, you have a monthly subscription to Dumplings R Us.
Dumplings R Us. Let us take a dump on your doorstep.
Let us dump on your doorstep, and then there's varieties. If you like different flavors of dumplings, if you have dietary restrictions, dumplings. We've got that all covered. Your dumplings on us. Wait, that's a Rhett and Link joke. Take a dump on us.
Oh,
that's a Rhett and Link joke. I just remembered that because they're like eating dumplings, and they're like, we should open up a dumpling shop, and then they're like, dumplings on us, and then they're like, take a dump. On us.
So my dump joke wasn't very original either.
Well,
yeah, sucks.
I didn't think of it until afterwards, but that is a Rhett and Link joke. It's a funny episode because it's a good laughing fit they have.
Anyway, and then the segment ends, and then we have, and when it starts, we have like a camera on both of us, which we don't have yet. And then, whoa, it got dark outside. That's weird. Mm-hmm. You can see the window the whole time. I can't see it. Mm-hmm. It looks completely the same in here. Mm-hmm. Anyway, and then we'd have it sponsored, and then they would get so many customers, and then people would laugh because we'd say some joke.
Mm-hmm. Eventually, when I get
let's pretend how funny we are.
No, we will be, because I'm gonna get a keyboard here and have musical accompaniment, and I can do a little jingle for you.
Yes.
We will whore ourselves out for whatever you want us to sell.
Can't wait. Can't wait to tell you about the product that I've never tried and have no interest in.
If you like dumplings, let us know and take you to the dumpling store. Oh. And then if you can like those dumplings a lot, then you can have them whenever you want. Get wrecked, everybody else who does a podcast. We will win.
Because it's a game, and you can't listen to more than one podcast ever. It's one or none.
They give you one. Anyway. Yeah, I'm excited for sponsors.
Me too.
That will definitely happen. All right. Do we want to talk about Spaceport or do we want to play a game?
If we're going to play a game, let's just play the game. If we're going to play a game, we should. Even if it's quick, we should play a game. The Impressionist game. Whatever we want to call this game. I don't think it has a name. It's the only game we have to start with.
I gave us some more men.
Yes. All right. So let's let you explain really quick what the rules are going to be for us. We have a die. You go ahead.
We have a die. We're going to roll it, and then we'll each take turns. Whoever rolls the die, we'll get to pick which of the two. I put two people on each of these die, and on my chicken scratch handwriting on every side of the die. So there's 12 total options.
You're going to roll, and you're going to pick one of those two names.
It will be your job to think of a movie and a quote from the movie.
Okay, so we're not worrying about the red die.
If you want to roll the red die, you can.
Okay, but otherwise, I'm supplying some quote for us. Yeah. Okay, that's some. And then, so you pick one. What do I do? Do I roll my own and then pick my own of the two?
And if we want to use those other papers for inspiration, we can.
Okay, but basically, you roll and you pick a voice on the side that you got. And then, how's it a contest, though? Is it a contest? Isn't?
Yeah, we can. We don't have to do a contest. I think we should do a contest because we got a scoreboard. We should do a contest. Yeah, 100%.
So if you do a voice, I hope I'm not making this needlessly complicated. If you do a voice, we both decide it was good or not, or we both have to do the same impression that you chose.
We'll do what we did last time, which is we both do the voice. Whoever does it better, in our opinion, we each get one tally, and we can vote. And then whoever's those tallies by the end wins.
All right, let's do like 3.
So here's I'm going to tell you how it's going to work because this will be easier this way. I'm first going to roll the die. I'm not going to tell you what we got. You're going to think of the quote, and then I'm going to tell you which of the two we're going to do for that quote, because it'll think it'll be easier.
And then I will roll and we'll do it again.
Yes, and then vice versa.
Okay, and then we'll just stop when we're done.
Yes.
Right, I'm going to think of a quote while you...
Okay.
I guess you got it.
Yep.
How short do you want? Because I was thinking, one day you're going to come up with 2 certainties in life. 1, don't do that. Like, that seems like the right length.
Yeah, but I'm not going to remember that.
Okay, that's too complicated.
I don't know what that's from. Okay. What is that from?
That is... Wow. My brain's burnt.
That's okay.
Jason Bourne. What's the actor's name?
Matt Damon.
Thank you. Matt Damon's character hunting in Good Will Hunting.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not going to remember that.
Anyway, okay. Okay. I heard you Oh, that's too short. I was gonna say, I heard you struck my son.
I heard you struck my son.
Yeah, I heard you struck my son, but that's so short.
What happens after that?
Well, he stole John Wick's car, sir, and killed his dog. That might be a line. Well, sir, he stole John Wick's car and killed his dog. That's easy enough. But let's just do that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Patrick Warburton or Peter Cullen?
Yeah! Oh, did you pick one?
I'm picking Patrick Warburton.
Okay, great.
This is our favorite.
Yes, I can't wait.
Yeah.
He stole John Wick's car, sir, and killed his dog.
He stole John Wick's car, sir, and killed his dog.
He stole John Wick's car, sir. Yeah. Killed his dog.
You did it better.
Thanks.
I'm giving you years too.
Thanks.
Killed his dog. All right, here you go.
Yeah, thanks. Oh, shoot.
Okay. Our line is...
That's hard. I want to pick...
Our line is, I don't think he knows about second breakfasts, Pip.
That's a great one.
Okay.
Although he doesn't say I, he says don't. Don't think he knows about second breakfast, Pip.
Oh, okay. We'll do that then. I was quoting Lord of the Rings, so I was right about that. No, I'm joking.
You were quoting Lord of the Rings. We are going to do Mark Hamill's Joker.
Okay.
I know.
Interesting. I don't know that either of us can do his voice.
Yeah,
you start, because I started last time.
Okay.
I lost the chop.
Don't think he knows about second breakfast, Pip. It turned into it halfway.
Oh. Ooh, Pennywise.
Yeah, that's what it turned into.
I don't know if I
Just go. Just go. No.
I lost my chalk. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find. Okay. Don't think he knows about second breakfast, Pip.
Much better than mine.
Thanks, I agree.
I lost direction. Yours is up here. Good
Oh,
job.
thanks. Okay. So I won both of those.
Both?
I'm voting for me too.
I thought, no,
No,
two
I'm-
tallies. I get it.
Okay. Think of another line.
Obviously, it'd be faster if you had somebody else.
I know.
Oh, okay. I got my movie. I got my actor. I'm trying to think of a line that's easy enough for you to remember, and that's not too long.
You can pick whatever one. I'll try to
Okay,
remember.
my brain's
whatever it
going
is.
These are just too long and complicated. Sorry.
That's okay. Take your time.
Feels silly, like being put on the spot. For
Go ahead and click on a different video, everybody. we're not going to be entertaining anymore.
That's really good.
Thanks.
Thanks.
I'm here for the jokes.
You told me to bring it for your brother. He left you a message.
He told me to bring it for your brother. He left you a message.
Yep.
All right. I'm actually going to do the impression, and you're going to guess who I'm being because I'm that confident that you'll get it.
Oh.
Okay. Say the line one more time. Sorry. I don't remember it.
He told me to leave it for your brother.
He told me to leave it for your brother.
That's not what I said, is it? I'm pretty sure that's not what I said before.
Oh, no.
Let's just do it. He told me to leave it for your brother. He left you a message.
All right. He told me to leave it for your brother. He left you a message.
He told me to leave it for your brother. He left you a message.
Good job. It was Nicolas Cage. I don't know. So
I obviously knew what it was. I think
Yeah.
you won that one.
if you know it, if you recognize, you did really good too. I'm going to give you mine and you can give me yours.
Okay, we'll tie.
We're still tied.
Are we tied on completely?
Yeah, 3-all.
So the Patrick Warburton one, you voted for yourself?
No, I voted for you
Well, how are we tied?
because you voted for you too. And we both voted for me on the second one. And then we split votes that time.
Same one. So I'm going to pick the other name because it's the one with Mark Hamill's Joker.
Okay, I don't remember what the other one is. Don't tell me until so I can think of a line first.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Ogres are like onions.
Ogres are like onions.
Oh.
So,
Ogres are like onions. It's Keanu Reeves, right?
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
voting for me on that one.
Oh, it's such a simple voice to do.
Yeah, it's like not even obvious. I don't think anybody watching would know what voice we were doing.
I don't know. It's so close. I think
You just vote for yourself then if you think you're
I'll
better.
give it to you. I'll give it to
All
you
right.
too. So you got for
I
yourself.
think we should go again though because I don't want to win like that. After
Let's
you
keep-
just begrudgingly gave me a point.
Well, keep playing. I'm having fun. There's a
let's do
lot
it.
of voices on here. So
do
think of a
another
line. I'm gonna roll. And I think we should. I'm going to tell the name of the celebrity from now on that we're going to do. Because I think, like, even though we know who each other is doing, probably, it'd be funnier for people to have the expectation of, all right, let's see if they can do it. You know, I don't know. Maybe
I got the line.
Okay, what's the line?
Oh, I get it. You want to keep me stranded forever.
Okay. Jeff Goldblum. Ready? Oh, I get it. You want to keep. Is it me stranded here forever? Sorry.
Oh, I get it. You want to keep me stranded here forever.
I get it. You want to keep me stranded here forever.
Okay, try to remember that because I have to remember what you sound like and then try to remember what Jeff Goldblum sounds like and not what you just did.
Yeah, I know.
I hate going second.
It's okay because you can just remember those two in tandem because I sound just like.
I get it. You want to keep us stranded here forever.
See, that was good because they were both good. I'm going to give it to me.
Okay.
But you do whatever
I'm going to be pretentious and give it to me. I don't think I've given you, actually I've given you like 1 point so far.
No, that's fair. I wouldn't be mad at
We
you for
need
giving
a
it to you
third
too.
person to judge. That would make this game so much better. If like
It would
one
be-
person gives 1 point, then that's it.
It would be better,
But we're limited by the technology of our time. You have to roll, not
no,
me.
I rolled Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, okay. Same side again I already rolled this side 3 times now, so I gotta pick a different one. Okay. We're gonna have to do that voice.
This does put a damper on our relationship. From Princess
This
Bride.
does.
From Princess Bride. This does.
That's not how the line goes.
That does put a damper on our relationship. Okay, that does. Whatever. You know what it is.
That's a
does
good
put
line.
damper on our relationship. Okay, go. What is the voice?
That does put a damper on our relationship.
Gilbert Godfrey?
Yeah, that was horrible.
That does put a damper on our relationship.
I want to go again. Do you want to go again?
You can go again.
Okay.
That does put a damper on our relationship. That does put a damper on our relationship.
I think.
I won't lie. I think I did bad, but I don't think you did good.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's what I think.
I think I did pretty good.
So I'll vote for you because I have no confidence in me.
Interesting. I felt like we both did pretty good.
I think we were way off.
The way that Gilbert Godfrey
He's
does.
he speaks higher than that, note wise.
You think so?
Yeah. It's not. It's.
The way that Gilbert Godfrey.
It's
He gets
way-
up. He gets
it
up
is.
there.
That's true.
Yeah. So.
That's okay. We got the inflections, I think, pretty right.
The voice rumble.
Oh, you did more with that than I did.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're tied now, probably.
We are tied now, probably.
Here, hopefully this breaks it. And if it's the side you've gotten to from, then.
I've gotten this one before.
But have you gotten the second name on that side?
No.
Okay, then we have to do it then.
Okay, let's do it.
Oh, I forgot to picking the line.
Yeah. Let's do 3 more. I want to do 3 more,
That's arbitrary, but okay.
including this one.
Including this.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
brain picks these long ones underneath and behind.
Remember, I'm going to say the name of the celebrity first. It's not important. We don't have to, but I'm going to.
I'd rather you just did it because it's fun for me to be like, oh, I don't know who he's.
I will for you then. Let's do it that way.
Just give me the paychecks like I asked, and you won't ever see me again.
Okay.
It's hard if it's not written in front of you. Huh?
Just give me the paychecks like I asked.
And you won't ever see me again.
And you won't ever see me again.
Nah. At the end, turned into Bill Nye Jones. But you were doing Peter Cullen.
I was. It wasn't very good. I want to do it again after you do it.
Oh, shoot, man. Ugh. I think I had a chance, but not anymore.
Just give me the paychecks like I asked. And you won't ever see me again.
It's better than mine. I'm going to do it one more try.
Just give me the paychecks like I asked. And you'll never see me again.
I did the Jones thing again. You win it. I'm giving both to you.
Okay, oops.
Unless
Just by
you-
accident. I'll take it. I'll vote for me too.
Chunka. All right, 2 more.
Yeah, gimme. Please don't throw it, because if it lands on the computer, we might get screwed.
Good catch. It kind of exciting.
Watch it land on the same. Whoa! I went for a long time. That was the most fun
We already
thing.
had that one. You got to roll it again.
We did. Okay, you did both of those. All right.
Yep.
I don't know what's on there. There's nothing left.
Let me read it.
It's like-
I know what the bottom one is.
Okay, we'll pick whatever one that is. What is it?
The bottom one's Archer.
Okay, we gotta try. Oh, it's
Okay.
sure. Yes, I can see that right there. Okay.
Yeah, I know what the top one is now too. Actually, it's Bob from the drop.
That'd be
from
fun.
the drop.
That'd be fun. But we gotta try.
I'm gonna give you a
Archer.
line first. Sorry,
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking of
It's
it.
okay.
Oh
man. Take your time. I'm getting water.
Okay.
I need some.
I'm also gonna get water.
We're getting so close to probably the end, but we need it now.
I don't know. Just how about just Yzma, put your hands in the air and then do a woohoo, woohoo.
Okay, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, what was the voice again? Archer. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right.
I started, right?
Didn't I just roll? Does that mean I start?
Yeah, you start. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry. Because I read it, I thought that I had it, but it's you.
Yzma, put your hands in the air.
Woo! Woo! Wow, that's pretty good.
Thanks.
Okay, I gotta think of
It's hard.
Yzma, put your hands in the air. Ooh! Woo!
That's interesting because you were doing Bob's Burgers. I was doing Archer.
Yeah. Well, they're the same guy.
But they talk a little differently.
Bob's
Bob
Burgers?
had that California thing going on.
Well, Archer sort of does this thing sometimes, but other time I can't do it.
You want to
now.
go again? You want to just vote? Because I'm going to vote me because I'm pretentious.
I'm gonna go again.
Okay.
Yzma, put your hands in the air. Woo!
I was hearing Patrick Warburton half the time.
Really? Okay, you can have it.
Thanks. I feel so bad. Like, I don't feel good for winning after voting for me.
I'm voting
All
for
right,
me.
is this the
'cause
last-
I thought I did.
is this
I
the
thought I
last
did
one?
good. This is the last one.
Okay.
Do it again.
We've like used up all the names. You played too many times.
We have. It's my bad. All right, I'm gonna look at what the names are on there.
Just pick one off of here.
Okay. Okay. Sylvester Stallone is what we're gonna do.
Oh boy, I'm scared. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have been thinking of the line this whole time.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
This episode is a lot slower pace. I don't mind it. It's been nice.
There's a really easy one. My boy is wicked smart.
My boy is wicked smart.
My boy is wicked smart.
Okay.
But it's with.
My boy is wicked smart.
You want to submit it? You want to go again?
My boy is wicked smart.
That boy is wicked smart.
God dang it, you're so good. I'm giving it to you.
I don't.
I'm doing like a
You were, yeah, you were doing. Like,
character.
you're almost like mixing up Schwarzenegger or yelling, and I was like, he's really quiet.
The
you
boy
go.
is really smart. Smart.
Yeah, it's closer.
I'm just
It's not
doing
about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can hit back.
It's all about swabbling my lips. I can feel anything below the lips.
Lips are important.
I got punched in the face so many times, get paralyzed from the face down.
All right, what's the stupid board say?
You win.
Okay, I don't need to see all the tallies. I don't
You got 11. I got 7.
wow, really?
Yeah, I
do really good when I vote for me.
Well, I think you were right to vote for you in those times. There was a couple
I
toss-ups.
don't feel good about winning at all. Like,
Why?
I feel bad. I feel like I feel like
gave
an
you-
asshole for voting for me at all.
No, because you did. I think you
need a
did
third
better.
person.
The times when we split votes, I honestly think it could have gone either way. And the times that I was like, yeah, you deserve it because you did better. I think
Thanks.
you did better,
Thanks.
and I hate you for it.
Good.
I'm gonna kill you tonight in your
This
sleep.
is the last episode of the listening show.
Thank you for the 3 times that we've done this together, but I'm gonna do it on my own now.
Yeah.
Are we done?
We could be.
We could not be too. Do you have anything else to say?
That's the thing. It's only been 3 times now, but I haven't gotten sick. Like, are we done yet? I haven't looked at the clock to see if we're almost done. Like, I could keep going. I almost feel like I have to. I almost feel like I have to make myself stop,
That's okay.
which is a good way to be.
When you said that, I thought the same way because one thing I specifically thought when we ended the other 2 is like I feel like I could just keep going. Like I was so excited.
only an hour.
Yeah, like it's been almost 2 hours
Almost
now.
2
It
hours.
doesn't feel like it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the seconds tick by, and they're really close. That's cool how you have your own thing. You have your audio board. I have my video thing.
Yeah, we all have our own things. Eventually, can we talk about really quick before we go some equipment we'd like to update the studio with before the podcast with?
Yeah.
Let's just talk daydreams and like maybe things.
Daydreams? Like how far in the future are we thinking? Because I was thinking more immediate, like this stuff. That's what I was.
Like stuff that we eventually want. Like, okay, so we've talked about how we want the podcast to get bigger and like what we were dreaming about, like potentially maybe getting a person to come in here and help us with this stuff.
Yes. Well, yeah, we should have mentioned it in the first episode, but at some point we want to be ideally where you and I show up and we talk and then we leave.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're doing there's so much to do, but it's just us. We're doing everything. We'd like it if there was a third person here who switches the cameras.
Yeah.
And turns it on. And what else? I mean,
it's like hopefully we'd like a person who could be part of the show. Like, really? I mean, maybe we're the feature,
we need pull that shit up, Jamie.
Pull that shit up, Jamie. But that's a fantasy because right now we're not making any money off of this.
Yeah,
which is great.
Let me check. Nope. Check the wheel.
We spent many hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, we spent many, and nope.
No, that's okay. Because this is seriously.
That's not why we're here.
No, it's
that's
not.
Why it's okay.
Okay, I'm going to talk about equipment wise. When we feel like the podcast is fully equipped, what I imagine my setup would look like, and you could do the same. Okay. You got your button pressing thing. What's that called?
This is a Stream Deck by Elgato.
So essentially, that, as if I understand correctly, is going to perform the function for you of being able to put in audio clips, MP3s, waves, whatever, short ones that you can press a button and it plays back an audio clip of whatever you want.
Basically a soundboard.
Yes.
It does other things, but that's the main thing.
Ideally, we both want a soundboard with our own special sounds one day. But I mean, this Rodecaster already has kind of a lot going into it. So we might need a different interactive setup first. Fuck it.
You adopted that from me.
Yeah.
And I got to explain that joke really quick.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Dave Chappelle has a sketch, and at some point he says "faggot" under his breath, and now whenever I catch myself talking under my breath, like I have to slip in "faggot."
Yeah.
So now he started doing it.
Anyway, I only did that because you're here. I don't.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. It's a social friend thingy.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
So
soundboard.
Idea we both have our own soundboards. We'd have picked out our favorite little clips of audio that we would laugh at and think is funny and we think would amplify the show. Kind of like these are, where it's just like sounds you can have, but these are more sound effects. And I think I'm thinking.
You want some kind of
quotes.
You want some kind of instrumentation. Like you want a big piano.
Okay. Yes. I was going to get to that because I like music and I think, firstly, I think it'd be fun to do music podcasts myself. I don't know. I don't know any of that yet. I don't want to promise anything about the listening show or anything other than I eventually want to get a Nord Stage 3 keyboard. They're super expensive. They're $4,500, but it would be everything I'd need piano wise. It would just have all these ethereal sounds to make.
Ideally, this is part of the show, but right now is the plan that you'd like to get that for yourself and you bring that to the show because that's what my situation is with the computer.
Yeah, I guess
most likely what's going to happen. Obviously, we'd like it if it was part of the show.
Yeah,
but you currently as things are going, your plan is to get it for yourself and then bring it to the show.
Yeah,
is that the plan? Yeah.
Now it's too big for this table.
Yeah,
but
this is when I would switch to the third camera, and you see how small this all is.
It's so cute.
It's cute.
It's condensed. But I would get that, and then I would actually keep this vocoder, and I would have it because right now I can use this for several different sounds, but there's not a lot of just piano or harpsichord or goofy like a harpsichord would be great for little British English bits where you're dun, dun, dun. I have that little goofy thing. Yeah. I was like, I want to use this for a bit, and I played it for you, and you were like, that is funny. It sounds like
silly songs with Larry from VeggieTales.
Yeah.
Every time I'm like, yes, I'm ready.
So I want to get goofy sounds like that I could do bits for or whatever. And then it would actually have really cool sounds to where if I could put a looper, I could drop a bass track. You could use a beat pad or something and just loop something to where we can have background music. I could record it to this and we can have transitions, have nice flowy music stuff for whatever we need it for.
Any other
Because
equipment?
music is nice.
Any other equipment that you're missing?
I think those two things. That's really all I can think of right now. I get that. Which
Did you
that
say how much a
means-
keyboard costs?
The keyboard's like $4,500, but then there's a
Jeez.
beat makers, and those are several $100s, and then the looper. And, there's just things like that I could do to amplify the listening show experience
Yeah.
that we just don't need
Yeah.
because we're perfectly satisfied just goofing
Yeah.
around talking to each other. But it's
But
like
we care about the show. We want to make it as good as it can be, and it would be better if it had
would.
the piano.
better. I couldn't have said it better myself because we have talents that we can do improvisationally, musically that we're not really using yet.
Yeah, and not to sound conceited, but it's a shame. It's
It
just
is.
wasted. I don't want to say wasted potential, but like wasted entertainment for people
Only so far, but
so far.
all we're saying is we have everything we need and really want right now. We understand that we could do better and would like to for everybody else one day.
Yes.
And anyway, so that's all we say when we talk about our dreams and the future and what we would like equipment wise.
Mine is less loud. Like I just got this. This is mine though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring this here with my computer that I'm using for the show. I'll use this for streaming.
Maybe one day the
Twitch.
show can buy us one if we ask
Yes.
the company.
If they'll, I don't know. They're assholes.
Yeah, selfish.
I'm going to try to buy a better computer to bring to the show. Right now, I can literally, with my computer, only run those two webcams at 720, and they barely work. And even but then, I can't integrate with the Rodecaster like I want to. But I'm saving up. I'm going to buy a nicer computer, and hopefully we can have 3 cameras running correctly. And then I can also include sound effects with this, which would be great. So I can go nice and stuff like that. But
It would be so
that's
cool.
that's my goal. We have goals. We have places we want to go upward. We're not just going to. We're happy with where we are, but we're not content.
That's a great way of saying it. We've come out here and
Complacent, sorry. We are content, but not complacent.
every time we've been here, we've had things to improve on.
Yeah, it's only been 3 times. And each time we're like, when we go back,
We have
change
a lot
this
to
with the
do.
sound, change that. And,
Every time.
yes.
I don't think I've heard you come in and out because of compression at all. Last
Yeah,
time,
I thought I
people
did maybe in
noticed.
the beginning, but now I'm like, no, I think it's good.
No. I mean, actually, I noticed sometimes you do this and you have
Yeah,
different.
that's my fault.
But I do that too. So here I go. But the other thing, equipment-wise, that the show eventually will have. Right now, we have really bright lights that we use because you need to see us, I guess. But they're a little too bright. And then this studio, maybe you can't tell, but these sconces, I don't
They're
know.
out of
Can
frame.
see?
You can't see that.
Okay, it's warm lighting.
You can't see any of the lights.
This-
They're out of frame.
This blue color looks a little pasty with bright lights. We painted this color because we imagined the studio would have warm textures and colors and lighting, and then the blue would just kind of absorb that warmth. So eventually we're going to get track lighting. There's some beams in the studio up here. We're going to have them face towards us. And we can
Yeah.
eliminate these guys.
Yeah, it'll look better, obviously, and it'll also be a cleaner setup, like more official.
We're also going to get LEDs at some point for the studio. The ceiling, we're not going to show you because it's not beautiful, but the ceiling is like this white foam stuff. And we painted it white because we imagined that we could get color LED lights, and then on a remote, we could press a color, and then the white would reflect that color LED on these columns the best. So you can imagine there's LEDs up there. If we were like doing a bit about, I'm a bad guy, red
And in the
lighting,
future-
na-na-na.
Yeah, and in the future, for whatever reason, if you want to give me control, I could do all of that with these buttons. This is fun. for
Yeah.
me.
The idea is that right now we're kind of doing like 4 things at once. We're planning for a bunch of things, but right now we're trying to get it in the way where we can do all of it ourselves at the same time, with the understanding that we could do a lot better focusing on what we need to do if we had another person to do it too. So there's a lot of dreams
There are a
and
lot of ways forward, a lot of avenues that we want to.
neither of us are
A lot of skill
dissatisfied.
trees. A lot of skill trees you want to level up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got a lot of XP right now, and we need
We actually just spent all of our XP.
Now we're just collecting mana, and then maybe our mana one day will have enough to cast a spell.
Yeah, we got all the essential skills, and we're like, okay, but the next skills we need more, and these are the next skills we need.
Yeah, we've already fought 3 bosses, and we beat them all pretty easy.
Basically, the listening show is the main quest, and we've just got enough XP to get our equipment, gear, armor to start the quest. So we've just started this, but
now we're looking for
we need pickpocketing. We need
Side quests.
speech. Well, we got speech already. We
the more side quests we do, the better equip
Right.
we'll do when we get to the main
which
quest.
will enrich the entire experience.
Yeah. we want, by the time we get to the big boss, we want to be so powerful that we just mow through him so easy.
We'd like to be prepared. We could take on the boss now and probably win with a lot of difficulty, but we'd rather be best prepared.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I gotta follow this analogy all the way to the end.
Me too.
What is the boss?
I don't know.
The best, I would say, taking on the best guest anybody could ever hope to have is my idea of a boss. Like something that intimidates you. Like, we better be prepared for when this person comes.
The president's coming, you know?
The president? We can do better than that.
Better than the president.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Fair question. Dream guest. Jordan Peterson's mine.
Jordan Peterson, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now we have to pick a different dream guest because we're basic bitches.
Yeah. It'd be cool to talk to different.
You know, I was gonna say Liam Neeson probably.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then if not that, no, I'll say Liam Neeson. I'll make it easy.
Yeah. I don't think I could talk to any of those people. I think I'd have to find people I have something in common with. Maybe we'd find that we have things in common. If Liam Neeson came on, he'd be like, I am a big fan of Taco Bell. And he'd be like, Taco Bell?
You guys are so funny. Let's do some improvisational comedy. No.
Quoting Ricky
funny.
Gervais's "Life's Too Short" sketch.
Again, recording again. We already quoted it.
Anyway, not important. The moral of the story is we're trying to level up the show. We're still progressing. That's that story. And that all started because you said you wanted to talk about things you wanted. So
yeah, we all want things, but my things matter more than other people's things, in my opinion. So that's why I wanted.
But that's only because you're better.
Just as a person in value. Like if other people were like if you lined us all up, everybody in the world, and you lined me up there, and just someone had to pick a person, I think they'd pick me. I don't think it'd be close, but that's the only reason.
I want to make this clear for people who are listening. It's not about how hard you work, what you deserve. Some people are just born better.
Some people are genetically superior.
That's
color your skin.
Yes. Genitalia.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
All those people, those are the things, those are the determinative factors of your value.
That is all that matters.
So stupid.
I love it.
No, I don't need any of that stuff. Again, I've hit this so many times.
It's right in your way. Mine's like completely at like a 45-degree angle somehow, and that seems to work. But yours is actually, I'm not blocked. You're fit and frame really well. Like you're not blocked by the camera at all. I mean, kind of. We're both like slumping way back on our cameras, but whatever.
Well, these bags are not exactly ergonomic.
Yeah, whatever.
I think I said this before, but we wanted ergonomic chairs that would force us to be good and sit like this.
And then once we set one of these, like,
they're like, oh, but then we forgot that, oh, wait, when you do a podcast, you have to talk into the mic.
Oh, I didn't forget.
You didn't forget?
I don't think you did either. I was like, hey, if you have to, you can just pull the mic down and lay down.
Yeah, and that helps too. Anyway, no, it would be cool to have guests. I don't know. Maybe taking on like a full production team.
Oh, well,
that would be a big boss.
In the future. Oh, that's a good.
That would be a lot. Just right now, it's already tough to balance this when it's two people and equipment that we turn on and off and like have to balance. I'm sure we'll face these things as we get there. I'm not concerned with it.
Yeah, I think that our big guest would happen after we amassed a crew. That's the big boss. That's what I think. I would think we'd have to have facilities before we ever had somebody come out to,
That makes sense.
Anyway, is this the end of the show forever? By forever, I mean today.
Yeah.
I feel like it.
We've done 3 podcasts this week.
Wow.
We thought that we would do 1.
That's crazy. I actually mean that.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Was it freaking Thursday?
It's Thursday. We've done 3 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days.
Yeah. This is crazy. I don't know why I'm acting like such a... It is crazy because we thought for 1 a day and here we are.
I only reiterate that to say this is super fun.
Yeah.
And thank you for doing this with me because I mean that sincerely. I'm having the time of my life doing this with you, even though it's silly and stupid and all the things that we are. And thanks for watching.
And for those of you who are subscribed already, our first few subscribers, thanks for freaking subscribe to the... I mixed the word being and freaking. Freaking subscribed to the listening show. Oops. We're at the point where we look at the view count on the listening show. We're like, how many people watched now? It's like exciting.
Last I checked, our first episode has 267 views.
Hold on.
Whoa.
I need to check the mailbox for my Disney paycheck
Yeah,
because we're famous now.
I know.
They should be offering to buy us at any time now.
I'm waiting to get friend follows by Justin Bieber and Katy Perry. Yep, I'll be waiting. My DMs are open, you guys.
You know what sucks? This is like a reverse kind of a joke. But the day when we can no longer joke about being small, you know what I mean? Like if that actually happened, it's like I love shitting on ourselves.
Yeah,
but one day
we're gonna miss that.
But imagine one day when it's not possible. That'd be funny and sad.
It would be sad.
It'd be something. It'd be something. We'll call it that.
There's a bittersweetness to the idea of too many people listening because
Too many listeners.
Because then my joke about being better than everybody else by my color of my skin and everything would not land very well. Because some people would be like, "That's not a joke," and I'd be like, "Oh no, they didn't think it was, and now I'm in trouble."
Oh no, they decided that my joke was serious, and now
I guess they were right.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
My
because
words
it's not
don't
about my
matter.
intent; it's about what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to write that down for a topic too. The difference between intent of what people say and what they say, because there's a lot of people confused about that, and I have some thoughts.
Okay, write it down.
I will write down. All right.
We're gonna close this up forever. This is the awkward part when I gotta choose which of the two cameras it's gonna end on. I don't remember who it ended on last time, but I started the show, so I'll put it on me.
Okay, that's fine. I want it to end on me because I have a great face that I'm eager to show everybody. Maybe I'll come to that side and press the button. We can both do it.
No, it's my button. You have a button. You have a big red button, like right.
All right, let me show
right
the face
there.
before you change it to you. Is it on me?
Yeah, it's on you. Okay. You're really far away from the camera, by the way.
Let me show closer.
That's much better.
All right.
All right. Well,
I've done my work.
Thank you guys for listening and watching to the listening show. We will see you next time.
Kiss you on lips. Love you. Bye.
Bye.